on the stream, y'all, but it's all good, man. We gonna go straight to it, man.
We live
Fellas,
now.
we live now, baby. Back to live
What's
action.
good, y'all? What up, y'all?
Yo,
Knicks
yo.
Talk Nation Radio. Myself, Stills the Great, Reg Long,
Yes,
Dane
sir.
Dollar. You know what I'm saying? We got a good show for y'all, man. Sorry for the delay, man. The past couple of weeks, man, we didn't get to get on air and do a show. A lot of personal stuff going on in one's life, man, and sometimes you got to take care of, home and family business first. But nonetheless, man, we back today, man, with the guys, man. I know it's been a while. We got a lot to talk about. Tomorrow's the trade deadline. I got a few things that I think that we should do, but before we get to all of that, man, fellas, man, how's the last couple of weeks been, man? How has your week been so far? And what's good with y'all, man?
The Reg, you
Yeah,
want to go first, man?
yeah, I'll jump in. I'll jump in, man. The new year's been good, man. A lot of new opportunities, a lot of
Uh-huh.
new things going. Shoot, I'm gonna brag a little bit, but
Let's
I don't
go.
know what the level weather's up by you, but it was 60 degrees today. I'm straight.
Oh my
I'm
God,
safe.
man. Listen, man. That's a beautiful thing, man. I wish that it was like that right now up here, man. You know what
I
I
touch
mean?
on something really quick, man. I was
Let's
down in
go.
Columbia, South Carolina last weekend.
Talk
The
about
jersey
it.
retirement for the great Asia Wilson was crazy. It was a
Shout
great
out to
event.
Asia
Her whole
Wilson.
family was there. Bam was there. Lot of people. A great time. Great
Uh-huh.
player. I would say she's the baddest female basketball player on the planet. That might be controversial, but I don't think so.
Nah, listen, she's nice. Asia Wilson's nice. You know what I'm saying?
Two-time WNBA champion, one-time NCAA champion. She got the hardware. Who got that right
That's a
now?
fact.
So.
Nobody. And it don't look like it's gonna change anytime soon. You know what I mean?
The
For
Liberty
real.
crashed the party, but
You
we'll
know.
see what's gonna happen.
They almost blew
The
that
young
too.
girl.
You know what I'm saying? For real.
Man, them
Word
girls was
up.
balling though. The Liberty was
That's
balling though.
It's a
that's a
fact.
fact. That's a fact.
Shout out
Dane,
to
what's up, man?
Sabrina.
Nah, man, I've been chilling, bro. Hitting the gym, trying to get myself together.
Yeah, I need to get my shit together too. Man. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm out here looking like Larry Holmes, flabby and shit. No, let me stop.
Now you got time, brother. You got time.
I got man, shit. I hope so. God willing. Word. I'm sorry,
Hey
Dan.
man,
Nah, man, ain't good, bro. Just trying to get myself right, my mental right, just chilling, just enjoying life.
That's what it is. That's what it is, man. Word, man. So, as far as for me, man, past couple weeks, man, like I said, I've been busy campaigning season. And I went to Philly, man, to go watch that game live.
how
I
was
ain't get
that?
to
How was
share
that?
my experience with y'all, man. Yo, it was a great experience, man. And I realized, kid, that the Knicks got the number one fan base in the NBA, hands
Come
down,
on,
kid.
No
man. You should know
question.
We
that.
travel, kid. We
No
You should
question.
travel,
know
bro.
that.
We
You
took
know
the
that.
spectrum over. They don't even call it the spectrum no more. I'm showing my age. But
You,
we took over the Wells Fargo Center, man. Like we
you,
took it over
you know
for
that's
real.
MSG Mid Atlantic. Come on, man. That's our
That's a
house.
fact. That's a whole fact. You know what I mean? So the Knicks did well. They did work. We won that game without Carl Anthony Towns. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So it was a good look all around, man. And I was definitely happy to be in the building that day. You
Yo,
know what I
but
mean?
how was it in there though? How was the arena like? Was it like the Garden?
I mean, it's nothing like the Garden, kid. This is why they call it the Mecca. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing really out there to really compare to what we got here in Madison Square Garden. It's a nice arena though. It's a nice arena, and the way that it's set up out there, I ain't gonna even lie to you. They got all of the stadiums and arenas are right there. So the Eagle Stadium is right there. What is it?
Okay,
Lincoln Field, right
Lincoln
there.
Financial Field.
Lincoln Financial. The Phillies play right across the street. The Sixers play right behind Lincoln Financial Field, and also the hockey team, also the
The
Flyers,
Flyers, yeah.
The Flyers.
also play within the same vicinity. You know what I'm saying?
What about
So
the Phillies? The Phillies around
the
there
Philly,
too?
yeah, the Phillies is right across the parking lot. So everything is right down there in South Philly, yo. So it was a good look. We parked, we walked. It was brick that night, but the Knicks whooped their ass that night, and it was a good ride back home. And we stopped at Ishka
Yeah.
Bibbles
I was
to get
about
a
to
nice
ask,
look.
man. I
We
was about to
stopped at
ask which
Ishka
one.
Bibbles to get a cheesesteak on the road. You know what I
Got
mean?
to.
My big ass ate that at 1:30 in the morning when I got back home, Dave.
God damn.
Hey, you gotta have the fuel.
You know what I'm saying? But nah, it was a great experience, man. Just seeing them win. But Then we missed the show, man. I wanted to talk about the Nets too, man. They beat the Nets, and fun fact is like the season series with the Knicks and the Nets, man, all time. The Knicks only got them by like 2 games, and it was a point in time when they used to dominate us, man. They won 9 straight against us, and we now returning the favor. We got 9 straight on them. You know what
But
I
let me
mean?
ask you a question. That's
Yeah.
that's that's KD era with Kyrie and them?
9. That's going back to the Jason Kidd, Vince Carter
Vince
era.
Carter, yeah.
Yo,
They
we can't
dominated.
count
Y'all
that.
Martin.
We was out there
Yeah,
with
man.
Michael. We was out there with Michael Sweetney and Eddie Curry. We cannot count that.
Man, I saw a crazy lineup the other day. That just earlier today, they was talking about how far we've come. Man, we had a starting lineup had like Lou Almondson,
Oh my
Man.
God.
Lance
Oh
Thomas.
my
I mean, these
God.
days to where we are. I mean, we've come a long way in recent years. Shout
Yeah.
out to the Knicks front office, man.
Man, shout out to the front office, man. Word. Shout out to World Wide West. Shout out to Leon Rose. The best thing that has happened to the Knicks in a long time. And a lot of people was trying to knock them when they first came here, talking about it was arrogant of Leon Rose to not speak to the media. He's a guy that likes working in the shadows, man. Let him be. As a sports agent, you're not on the scene in the front. Like you always making moves in the back. And that's what he did. And he built a contender right before our eyes in less than 3 seasons, bro. That's crazy. You know what I mean? In less than 3 seasons, we got a great team, man.
Made us a destination. Now people want to come here.
Exactly. Go ahead, Dan.
Well, shout out to the patience though, because we've been patient.
Yeah, well,
Patient.
I don't know, man. Patience, man. Listen, I'm just happy that I'm able to see this before I close my eyes. You know what I mean?
I think right now we've been playing good basketball, and Tibbs has been listening to the fans too. Been playing that bench.
That's a fact. So
It
let's
has been
talk about
explained.
last
We
night's
talked about
game.
that. My bad.
No, that's all good. Let's talk about last night's game, though. They beat the Raptors in a close one. They came back. But what y'all thought about that game?
Game favorite player showed up.
Who?
Brunson, of course.
Oh,
What do you have, 40? I know how you feel about him, but he comes through, man.
Yeah,
he delivers, Captain.
That's a fact. The captain had 28 points and 5 assists last night on 10 of 21 shooting, man. In 34
minutes. He shoots too much.
He do shoot too much. He shoots
too much.
Entirely a lot. And my boy Towns came through in a big way. 27 points, 20 rebounds.
Yo.
Talk about efficient. 10 of 19 from the field, bro.
And what I like about
Towns, range.
Towns doing it. Towns is doing this while he's hurt.
Absolutely.
He's banged up. You see that man hobbling every single night on that court, playing good basketball.
The thumb too. That's definitely got to affect his shooting touch.
Yeah, that's a fact. And we saw Ariel Huck-Porty sighting last night.
Energy.
You know what I'm saying? And he gave them 10 minutes. No, he gave them 19 minutes, gave them 6 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 of 3 from the field, bro. You can't tell me that the kid can't play. It's something else going on, and Tibbs got to get it together, man. I don't know what it is.
I've had my doubts. You know what it is? He's like, he has his spurts when he's actively on the court doing this thing. But defensively, sometimes he gets lost. That's like Kolick. They're not out there really playing defense, shifting like that. But he's a good player. I can say that.
Yeah. Kolick is definitely a good player, man. But Huck-Porty, he helps us right now. He's in immediate need. What he showed us yesterday is that if he gets the amount of playing time that he deserves, a couple of guys are expendable to help us add another piece to make us a legitimate championship contender. Because tomorrow's the deadline. You know what I mean?
Who you think? Who's expendable then? I got a name.
Let's go. You lead it off.
I don't know if there's any suitors, but is Sims then expendable?
I don't think nobody's gonna take him. But see, we got to be realistic. He's expendable to us, but does anybody else in the league see any value in him?
Well, the Houston Rockets are looking at him.
That's legit?
Yeah, that was legit. They're trying to get Cam Whitmore out of there for Jericho Sims.
Really?
That's another wing, but Whitmore is a hell of a player. Jericho Sims can't do nothing out there, to be honest with you.
Really? Hey man, I, I would love to steal a player, but I don't think that we stealing no players with just giving up Jericho Sims, bro. Like as much as I want to see that happen, I don't think that's gonna happen. We got to be
Right
realistic.
now, you can't put nothing past the NBA. We done seen a lot of wild trades go down so far.
That's a
That's a fact.
fact. Oh,
That's true.
we gonna definitely get to that, man. Hold on, let's see where we at in the agenda. So Reg, I know last time you wanted to drop a jewel on Karl Anthony Towns, like just
So
his milestones and things like that. Talk a little bit about that.
yeah, so I mean, at the time when we had discussed it, he was
Mhm.
leading the league in rebounding, which was mind blowing to me. But as it
Yeah,
stands
right.
right now, he's number two behind Sabonis from the Kings. Still, for a guy that I mean, I don't know what you guys think about it, but a lot of his game is jump shots. You know, around the perimeter, he's not really down in the paint banging mostly, but he's getting the rebounds. It was amazing stat to me. I mean, I don't know what you guys think about that.
Nah, that's a great stat. You know what I'm saying? Like because he doesn't have that reputation of being uh, a huge rebounder. You know what I'm saying? And for him to come to New York and become a huge rebounder in the way that he is, he's kind of like making Mitchell Robinson expendable because
Hmm.
a lot of people are, truth be told, depending on Mitch to come back and be, you know, the savior for us on defense and on offense. Well, not on offense, but mainly on defense and on the boards. But we got a guy right here, right now, in Karl Anthony Towns that fits the bill. You know what I mean? I don't know what y'all think about that.
I'll tell you my take. My take, I think it's amazing. He's filled the role well. I think he's better suited at the four.
Mm-hmm.
I think paired with Mitch, it would be great. But I mean, I think it comes down to Mitch's health. I think the latest
Uh-huh.
is that when he's conditioning, he's close, but he's not quite there yet. So,
Uh-huh.
I mean, I would love to see it. That's why I'm afraid of us making a deal before the deadline, not seeing what it could be with Mitch and
Mm-hmm.
Cat. Because sure, this is great for the regular season, but the playoffs is around the corner. And it looks like
Mm-hmm.
what Embiid is back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So potentially going up against Embiid, Porzingis, we're gonna need those bodies. That's why I'm kind of hesitant to part with Sims, especially for a wing. If we're gonna do a big for a big,
Uh-huh.
okay. But my concern is especially with the unknown of what we're gonna get back from Mitch
Uh-huh.
once he comes back, to let go of some of that length for another wing. I think that makes us a smaller front line already smaller.
That's a fact. And shout out to
Mm.
TJ a lot. We see you. God damn, what you think about that?
Like I said, I agree with Reg 100% because Towns, now that he's been banged up, he needs a little bit more help on that in the interior. And Mitchell
Yeah,
Robinson is going to help protect the paint. Now Towns can go out there and play like a true four, and you can probably see a similarity to that Rudy Gobert Towns game that we saw in Minnesota last year. That's probably going to
absolutely.
help us out. But now, with like you said, Hug Porty's getting the minutes, so now Mitchell Robinson he'll get some help out there, and if I have a three-man rotation at the big, that we can help each other out.
Absolutely. 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 I mean, I how can I say? I think that I think Mitchell Robinson is gonna help the team in a way by him probably parting ways with the team. I think that he already kind of set the tone for he's expecting to probably be traded at some given time in the near future. Shout out to Tiny. We see you on the check-in. So I think that I think that with him coming back, he's not going to be an immediate impact. It's probably going to take him about 2 to 3 months to get in condition and shape. By the time that it's going to be around playoff time, you know what I mean? And at this
And that's all
point,
we need.
nah, but it might throw off the chemistry. You know what I mean? Because now Towns got to get adjusted to playing with him. You know what I mean? On the court. You know what I mean? You're gonna move Towns to the four when he's kind of used to playing a five already. He might not even start when he comes back. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to integrate him into what the Knicks are already doing? They got a great record right now without him. So I just think that what it looks like is that if they don't make a move by the end of tomorrow's deadline, I think in the summertime they may move on from him. And I think we can probably package him with a couple of people to get another player to put us into that Boston atmosphere. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I look at this season as the trial and error season.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, just basically with the team isn't really fully complete to me anyway. So
So
we
what are
can
we
use
missing?
this. We're missing a wing, and we're missing someone that can play in the backcourt that can help McBride also come in and be a spark plug like how DiVincenzo was to him last year.
Uh-huh.
Because McBride was mostly effective with Devo out there playing that role where he's bringing the ball up also. They're playing the passing lanes,
Uh-huh.
and Deuce is effective on the defensive and the offensive length also. But
Uh-huh.
Mitchell Robinson, we know his role. He's an interior defensive player. If he's healthy, we saw what he did to Embiid last year. Towns is
Yes.
going. It's gonna be his world, and I feel like that right there can also help us beat Boston because now Boston got to worry about us inside, and Towns can go out there and deal with Porzingis. It's
Yeah.
not going to be a mismatch where you got this 7-foot dude shooting threes all over the place, and Towns got to be inside. And now Mikal and OG is going to be really locking up Tatum and Jalen Brown. We just got to worry with the guards. I'm not worried about Drew Holiday and Pritchard because we got Josh Hart and Brunson got to hold his own out there. We can't hold his hand through that.
Yeah. 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 Well,
Yeah,
I'm a steal a couple. Go ahead, Reg. Go ahead.
I was gonna say so I think to Dane's point, right?
Uh,
Obviously the OG injury puts a little wrinkle in that, but if Mitch comes back, I mean, obviously immediately he wouldn't start, right? But if he
yeah.
comes back and starts, that would slot Josh Hart back into that second unit where he
Mm-hmm.
could play alongside Deuce, right?
Yes.
But the OG injury kind of throws a wrinkle in that. So I
Yeah.
kind of like where Dane is going with that, but I'll let you go ahead. Go ahead, Steve. My bad.
Oh man, we got breaking
Stills,
news.
hold on. That's about to
We
tell
got
you.
breaking news. We got some
Drop that.
breaking news. The Warriors just traded for Jimmy Butler.
Ooh.
The Dubs finalized a deal sending Wiggins, Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first round pick to Miami for Jimmy Butler. That's a steal for the Miami Heat for Jimmy Butler. I'm sorry. I don't see this move putting Golden State into contention in the West with Jimmy Butler. What's your thoughts on that?
Hold on. Run it back again. What was the package again?
The package was Miami is getting Andrew Wiggins, Dennis
Okay.
Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first round pick for Jimmy Butler.
His
That's a
value.
haul.
That
His
is a
value is
serious
really
haul for
low.
Jimmy Butler.
That's a haul for Jimmy Butler. Go ahead, Reg.
Now, I think that's a haul for Jimmy Butler. I don't know what those guys' contract situation is going to the Heat. It sounds like maybe they got some expiring or some 1 year deals. They're gonna free up a lot
Uh-huh.
of money. That's what it looks like they're trying to do. And that first round pick was critical for them. I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Butler has right now. I mean, he's kind of an enigma. I know in past seasons he's been injured on and off. I mean, I know he's been doing his antics right now to get out of Miami. Is he fully healthy? We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I guess we're gonna see soon.
Yeah, it remains to be seen, but I see all these teams gearing up, man. So, Reg, let's move on. So we're gonna move on from Mitchell Robinson, and we're gonna talk about you had some apologies that you wanted to do, man.
So
Precious
yeah.
Achua, you ain't bring
Yeah,
him up now yet. I'm surprised.
so I mean, we talked about the front line. I think I go in time and time again. Precious has stepped in and he's been balling. I mean, I've even seen his offensive game expand and a lot of confidence. I think it's come along with the minutes. I seen some fadeaways in the paint, a lot of things, a lot of great things. He's been playing well alongside Cat,
Yeah,
which has been to our advantage. I think that's going to pay dividends in the playoffs. So once again, but he's still an undersized big. He can't be more than what 6'7", 6'8"
yeah, yeah.
at
He's six
best.
But
eight at best.
sorry to cut y'all off, but
No, go ahead.
Okay.
maybe OG's injury is a blessing because now Precious, his confidence being in that starting lineup, start to build leading into the playoffs because he needs that exposure, needs to be around that unit. So don't forget last year, OG and Precious, shout out to them. They shut down and beat in that third quarter in the playoff series
That's a
to
fact.
help us knock
That's a
Philly
fact.
off.
They showed that he played a hell of a role off the bench, and then Tibbs didn't play him in the next series, which was mind-boggling to me. But
You
it
know
is what
what?
it is, man.
Tibbs is only good as we can use him right now. We got some new culture. We got to get him out of here.
That's a fact. Shout out to Big Shy on the check-in, man. Almighty Force family in the building. Peace to the God, for real, man. Word. But
you ready for the apology? I got it. I'm gonna say it.
Let's go, Reg. Let's go.
You know, I wasn't a fan of it coming into the season. I wasn't sure how it was gonna go. It got a great, awkward, kind of herky-jerky style, but my apologies, campaign. You've been balling. You've been balling. You've been providing a lot of energy off the bench. With that second unit, it's been a lot of fire. I've seen a lot of energy on the defensive end as well, too. My bad. My bad. Yeah. I think it's worked out a lot better than I thought. What you guys' thoughts on that?
Peace to my guy, David Chef got Lewis on the check-in. We see you. Word. Go ahead, Dane.
I need a little bit more games from him so I can issue my apology because I'm still with them. Them jump shots be killing me sometimes.
Yeah, he looked like he's shooting a pool stick when he shoot them jumpers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I think I figured it out. Like he's shooting across his body, so he's shooting from the right side with his left hand. It's interesting, but it goes in. I don't know.
I wanna apologize myself to Mikal Bridges.
Yeah,
because I was bashing him, saying that he wasn't worth all them first round picks.
He wasn't.
I can honestly say, the man goes out there and plays every game, and he plays good basketball. He's very efficient too. So Mikal,
he's always healthy.
I apologize, yo. Continue balling, bro.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
hey, listen,
indeed.
we all make mistakes. I'll be the first one to apologize. It's all good.
Word up, man. Let me open these phone lines up.
Stop shooting that ball so much. Be a point guard.
DB on his neck, man.
Yeah. I was like that on him last year too, man. I was definitely on him like that last year, man.
You know what it is though? It's like he gets big-headed out there. He goes out there. He want to be that dude, that hero ball.
Yeah.
You got weapons. You got weapons around you, man. Utilize your resources.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know? So
I think he's resorting back to. I think he's resorting back to his instincts. I think when we get in the clutch, he's like, all right, I got to be the guy to get a bucket. Unfortunately, but he has help. To y'all point, he got to figure it out. I think he figured it out.
But he don't got to do that no more. You got Mikal Bridges out there. You got Towns out there. Make some plays. Be the point guard. The game gonna open up to you.
I agree.
And you're not even pick and roll. You're not even doing the pick and roll games with Towns. No pick and pop. Like, come on, open that floor up.
But come playoff time, that's what it's gonna be. That game gonna slow down to a grind, and it's gonna be 2-man game. So I'm excited. I'm ready for that.
He better work on his defense because we ain't out there trying to hold his hand through it.
I'm with you, man.
Be accountable.
Gotta be ready.
Be accountable.
Yeah, listen, I feel all of that, man. I definitely feel all of that. But I gotta touch on what Dane said. I do still feel that we gave up a little bit too much for Bridges. It was to me, it was necessary to get another piece that can help, but I think it hurt our flexibility, man, when it comes down to making future moves to add on to what we have, because now we not only are we top heavy as far as cap space is concerned, now we don't really have too much draft capital to add in any big moves to get any players that'll probably move the needle for us to step closer to getting a championship. You know what I mean? Now, the only way that we can probably do that is we're going to have to give up one of our pieces that we've acquired to get that type of player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to David Chef Guy Lewis.
Valanciunas now is off the table. He's in Sacramento now. So I thought that was going to be a major piece for us to pair up with Towns. I wouldn't mind seeing him in New York.
That's a fact.
You know?
And shout out to David the Chef Guy Lewis. He said, I think that the dark horse the remainder of the season is if we get a healthy and hungry Mitch Robinson back. We spoke about that earlier. And then he touched on the starting five. He said Mitch Rob, Cat, Hart, Brunson and Bridges is a top five. What y'all think about that?
I agree with him. I think the only switch I would have is a healthy OG Hart to the bench coming off the second unit with Deuce. I think that would be a better way to go at it. But that's just my opinion
Absolutely. Absolutely.
because
Absolutely.
we need that wing defender. I think OG his major contribution, especially come playoff time, is going to be the wing defender on these wings that's going to be coming at us trying to put 40 and and if we're trying to go all the way, it's going to be difficult. We're going to need somebody that's going to have to stop a Tatum or somebody like that. And OG is that guy. Obviously, Bridges could do it in spurts too, but I think OG is the locking guy for that.
That's a fact. That's a
But
fact.
I think we need a healthy, like I said, I think we need a healthy second unit also, a consistent second unit that come out there and get the job done. Because if we rely too much in this starting five, we're gonna break down.
And that's always been my my issue with with adding Josh Hart to the starting lineup. I feel like we got a little bit too much in the starting five. You know what I mean? The reason why people say that our bench is weak is because Josh Hart was a major spark off of our bench last year. You know what I mean? To me, OG
Yeah,
isn't, he shouldn't be playing the four. OG is a three. Mikal Bridges is a two. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You could add a guy like a Huck 40 to the starting five because he'll balance out the offense and the
No, not for
defense.
real.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So imagine if Josh Hart go back to the bench, man, combine him with Deuce McBride, Precious Achua, Campaign. We got more than enough firepower to come off the bench to really compete. But when you put Josh Hart in the starting five, and don't get me wrong, he's a monster on the boards. It's hard to replace what he gives you on a rebounding tip in the starting lineup. But Towns is also a monster on the boards. He's giving you 20 plus boards when he's not in foul trouble. You know what I mean? So that's just a healthy mix and a brand and something that Tibbs got to figure out going into the playoffs because there's no way in the world you're going to be able to play these guys 40 minutes every game in the playoffs and expect to compete healthy for a championship. I think that OG injury was a factor that comes from him playing all the time. He plays a lot of minutes.
A lot of
You know
minutes,
what I mean? And
lot of step slides against these wing players.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's a
yeah,
lot of wear and tear. I mean, I think to your point, not to jump in real quick, but to your point, Tibbs, he clearly has confidence in the older players that he's familiar with, and he
yes,
has to get over that to expand the branch. To your point, I
yeah,
mean, we've seen some glimpses of it and it extended to Huck Porty and some of the other players,
uh-huh,
but he's got to be consistent and continue to do that, especially with these injuries starting to mount. He's got to see it. And the
absolutely.
criticism has always been the same. How does he respond to it? I think this is a make or break year for him.
Yeah.
Tibbs as well too.
Yeah, I don't think that he's the coach for the future of this team. I mean, yeah, we're having success right now, and having good players can always mask coaching deficiencies. You know what I mean? When you got guys like Brunson playing out of his mind, now that he has the chains off of him, and he doesn't have to worry about deferring to anybody. Even though
Yeah.
Cat is the better player, he still takes a lion's share of the shots. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of covers up a lot of Tibbs' deficiencies, man. And I really don't. But then again, who's the coach out there that can come in and kind of take this team over and bring them to the promised land? You know what I'm saying? I don't know who that is. For real.
Damn.
What happened?
We need something new in the culture. I'm just thinking like, dude, that's a really good question. Who can really
Yeah.
help us?
Who can really help this team? And I'm about to. I'm trying to open up the phone lines, man. Real bear with me, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, fellas. I'm
It's all
sorry.
good.
I'm sure we got
But
folks out there ready to chime in. We appreciate
Yeah.
y'all on the check in for sure. We'll get to y'all in a second.
Yes, indeed,
like,
man.
like,
For real.
like, yo, Rez, let me ask you a question though. Where does Shamit play? Where does Shamit come in?
I
Because we
forgot
forgot
about
about
him.
him. Come on.
I mean, I think he's given us great minutes as well. My concern is on the defensive end. I think he's solid, but he's slight. So I mean, that's my concern is when it comes down to it, and if he's not making shots, how much is he contributing for us in the other stat
Mm.
departments? That's just my question.
God
I've
damn.
seen him play. I've seen him play in the passing lane sometimes with your boy Campaign.
Hmm.
That's when Walt Clyde Frazier is calling them champagne.
I love it. You gotta love
So
Walt Clyde. Shout out to Walt Clyde Frazier, man.
so so I feel like honestly, it's all about the depth and how consistent we are going into the playoffs. Because I don't care about the regular season right now. I feel like we got our identity. We're gonna play defense. We're gonna go out there try to outshoot you. But playoff time, we gotta have depth, and we gotta play sound defense. And Towns gotta stop picking up those ticky tacky fouls. He's starting it again.
Oh my God, man. Go ahead, Danny. Keep going.
So we gotta also teach him to slide his feet again. Let's not let's not play these games. Towns, I know he's hurt. He's the better player in New York right now, but he got to keep his hands to himself.
No more
For
Hatchet
real,
Man.
because without him, we ain't going nowhere, honestly. And
Yeah, he
Boston, Philly, Embiid likes to draw these cheap fouls too. So we got to make sure he's defensively sound out there and lock up. And that's when Mitchell Robinson comes in handy because he'll be shifting.
Agreed.
You don't have to
Agreed.
deal with it no more.
Agreed. Because I mean, to your point, even if he's defending Embiid, it'll be part time. Maybe when Mitch comes out with the second unit or something like that, maybe he'll slide
uh-huh.
in a Chua coming or something like that. That would be great to mix it up, especially with an Embiid or some of these taller players. So I think that's a great point for sure.
Well, now we don't have to worry about the Miami Heat in the East because Jimmy's gone.
Right.
And you can say what you want to say about Jimmy, but Jimmy's a dog. I seen Jimmy go at us too, and it's tough with all those shooters around him. So hopefully now, we get to coast through the East. Hopefully Milwaukee handles Boston, and we go knock Milwaukee off in the Eastern Conference Finals and go to the NBA Finals.
It remains to be seen,
And we
brother.
can't sleep. We can't sleep on Cleveland. I know we knocked them off before, but we might
Oh
have to
yeah.
face them again. Hopefully we don't. But we can't forget about them because they didn't get
The
off to a
thing
hot start
about
to begin with.
the thing about Cleveland is that they're deep. They have a nice 15-man rotation, but their biggest kryptonite is their health. Because you can't trust Garland, you can't trust Jared Allen, you can't trust Donovan Mitchell.
I'm not gonna say that, brother. I think I mean, they got the record. They have the record that they have so far for a
I
reason,
mean,
brother.
I mean, listen, they're playing good basketball, but their body of work in the previous seasons has all been injuries. It happens. So, right now,
Yeah,
keep balling, but it just takes one slight move to change the whole dynamic. And
that's
I'm
a
all for
fact.
New York. I'm all for New York getting to that promised land.
That's a
It's got to be
fact.
Eastern Conference or bust. I agree with you. At
Come on.
least
Because I'm like, we've been to the second round. We've been there already. Now we got to
that's
get
not
out
good
there.
enough. I agree with you.
That's a fact.
That's not good enough. That's what I'm saying. This is got to my earlier point. This has got to be a make and break year for Tibbs. Obviously, it's going to come down to the players on the point, but we have to make the Eastern Conference finals that level. One playoff, one series, just beating Cleveland again and getting bounced out. That's not going to cut it. Obviously, it's going to come down to health too, but that's not good enough.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Word
And
up, man.
and and don't get it twisted too. The Indiana Pacers, they're also a team that can come at us.
Nah, I don't know. I think the Pacers. I think they over with. After Tyrese Halliburton got his heart taken, he hasn't been the same, man. He hasn't been the same player that been giving us fits. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you guys think about that.
I think we
That
I
owe
mean,
them.
we do, we do.
we
But
owed him.
you gotta look at we owe them because look, you gotta look at it this way though. I've seen Miles Turner was dogging last year. He was killing us in the playoffs last year.
Yeah,
Halliburton didn't have a good series until Game 7. He came out and
that's a
was going
fact.
at Hart and Brunson, but right now we got to pay attention to every little bit of detail on all of these teams right now that's heading into the playoffs
Yeah.
because we don't want to be out here getting upset.
Don't look
My heart
overlook
can't take
anyone.
my heart can't take it no more, man.
Not you. You, trust me, man. A lot of people can't take it no more. For real, man.
They
Word.
like
So
fed up. We put a lot of effort. We done gave up a lot of good pieces. I'm still hurt about DiVincenzo.
I don't know why. I think a lot of people put too much stock into Dante, man. What did he really do? I mean,
Nah, you know
what
what it
made
was?
everybody fall in love
Dante.
with him?
All right, let me tell you, Dante wasn't really getting crazy early in the season. Toward that second half, he showed his true potential. And that was the
Uh-huh.
only dog out there besides Josh Hart hit the big shot, playing the
Yeah,
passing lane, making the necessary passes that needed to be made. Him and Hardenstein, those were the
yeah.
two anchors in the playoffs to me. I might sound crazy, but they made that New York Knicks team what it was last year with all that effort they put into it. Don't forget, man, he hit that three against Philly.
That was a
Hardenstein
big
was
shot.
making,
That was a big
and then
shot.
when
Go ahead,
Embiid
man.
was out there playing dirty, Devo got up in Embiid's face. That was the only
Oh
Nick.
man. Yeah. I love New York fans, man. We always, if basketball is a sport, man.
We
They
gonna
be
ride for
wanting to take
hours
the you know what I'm saying? We gonna
for
ride for
sure.
hours. They be ready to take it to boxing, wrestling, all this other stuff.
Man, yo, listen,
That's what made
I'm
everybody love the 90s Knicks.
I'm
Yo,
all
they'll
for
knuckle up with you. Huh?
I'm
Going to the
all for
front row.
Devo. I'm all for Devo coming back to New York next year. Minnesota ain't
Nah,
doing nothing with him.
nah. But
Yo,
that just shows I think he got character issues, man. I don't know if it's just
character.
me.
He built for this shit then. He built for New York City then. You can't take that to Minnesota.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying, man?
He said he got character issues.
He got
Devo,
character issues,
yo,
man.
we
Him
only
and Brunson's
embrace
dad
him.
is never gonna be good again,
I
huh?
was gonna say
Now,
that might be the rift. As long as from what I saw from that, that didn't look good. Maybe it was for TV and more than I'm making more of it than what it is, but that didn't look good for his chances of returning.
Nah, it didn't look good.
Them dudes is hurt. Randall and Devo
Nah.
was hurt.
Yeah, he saw
We had
that Wu-Tang
expectations.
commercial. He saw that Wu-Tang commercial and lost his mind. Like, yeah, I want to be a killer bee. you know
It's
what I'm
But
tough.
man,
saying?
I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Devo is that piece that was missing, man. Devo hit that three. Devo, we spread the rock around.
Yeah,
Spread the rock around.
he came across as a fan favorite because he reminded a lot of people probably of like a John Starks with his ability to hit them big threes, and he played with heart. He played a lot bigger than his size. A lot of people fell in love with that.
So let me ask you this, Dane. Let me ask you this. So if would you take back the Cat trade? Would you take Randall and Devo back and send Cat back to Minnesota?
Let me hear him lie.
Listen, nah, I ain't taking that. I ain't taking that cat. I ain't taking that trade back, man.
Because that's
I
what
ain't
it would
taking
take,
that
right?
back.
I mean, it would take a reversal of that deal. I think I wasn't a fan of the deal at first. I was like, ooh, and I kind of felt bad that Randall. I felt Randall got a little bit of a raw deal for getting traded while he was hurt coming off the injury. Personally, but I was wrong. I apologize again. I was
Yeah.
Cat is balling. I thought Cat was soft. I didn't know how it was going to work out in New York, but I was wrong.
But you
Everybody
know,
thought Cat was soft.
but you know what though? The Achilles heel of this team, Brunson got to be more of a playmaker more than a scorer. He got the
Yes.
weapons around him. We can only get as far as Brunson takes us. You got to
Yeah.
make those necessary plays. You know you
Yeah.
can't. When you match up against the elites, you don't show up.
That's a fact. That's a
You
fact.
know
And
the
shout
only.
out to my brother.
Come on, man.
They
Trey Young gets at him. Halliburton gets at him. I don't know what happened to John Morant. He didn't get at him, but SGA done owned him already. He was going at him in the garden.
That's a
Going
fact.
at him in the garden.
That's a
But
fact.
the only point guard I've seen Brunson go at and actually got the best of him was Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah. 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 And shout out to my brother David Chef Guy Lewis. He said Grimes was hurt about getting let go, but he kept it classy, which he did. And he torched the Knicks when they came. What was it, to Dallas? He killed us that game. You know what I mean? He got a
Who,
little
Quentin
get back versus
Grimes?
us. Yeah, Quentin Grimes.
Yeah. I would rather Quentin Grimes than Cameron Payne right now.
They Cameron Payne?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, brother. I don't know. Campaign, he give it to you on both ends. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Pause. Offense and defense.
Campaign is he's an erratic player. He has his moments, but he's not going to give you that every night.
I don't know, man. You right. You right. I ain't gonna say he not gonna give it to you every night because you got to remember, a lot of these players are used to a routine, bro. If they're not getting playing time consistently, what do you think is going to happen when they get in the game? Some games they may have it, others they may not because they're not playing consistently. I think that if the rotations were consistent, the minutes were consistent, a lot of these guys will be playing a lot better. Look what always happens when the guys leave the Knicks. They go to other places and they start killing. You know what I mean?
Except for Julius Randle, Nas Reed took his spot.
I mean that marriage, that honeymoon ended quick. You know?
I feel like Minnesota knew they wanted Nas Reed to start. They just had to, for the optics, start Randall because I mean I think that the Nas Reed emergence kind of, from their perspective, it seemed like that's what made Cat expendable. So once you make the trade, you can't say, all right, well, not the guy we brought in for Cat is not the starter.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of how that worked out. But
go ahead, Raj.
It's interesting, man. It's interesting. I think it's worked out for us. I think we're very well primed. I think we're better primed this year going into the playoffs. Here's another thing that's not talked about. We had way too many left-handed players. Cat is not left-handed.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That helps as well too. That Randall left-handed and Brunson left-handed, that creates some problems. So we have a couple. I'm excited, man. I'm ready for the playoffs. I took the day point. Let's get to it.
And it's
Yo,
funny
Reg, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yo, Steels, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Sorry to cut y'all off, but that trade last year, sending Quickly and RJ to Toronto for OG, that was a hell of a trade. Because what I seen last night from Quickly, he hasn't gotten better. He looked like he gotten worse. He got no handle. He chucks up a lot of shots. He passes here and there. Yo, he wasn't worth an extension in New York. I'm happy we got that trade. Got rid of both of them.
That's crazy, man. And shout out to my brother Tony C. He said that he's not sold on the Cat trade. He's waiting to see what happens in the playoffs. That's a valid point, but I think Cat's last season in Minnesota, he kind of proved everyone wrong. Go ahead, Reg. I see you over there.
No, I was saying I was just reading the comments as well too. I mean, I think that it's tough. It's tough to be critical of Cat coming in, and that's part of what I'm saying about Mitchell or somebody else making more moves. We've had a lot of roster turnover in the last year and a half. I mean, to your point, Randall out, DiVincenzo out, OG in. We've had a lot of turnover to continue churning the roster, even heading into the playoffs. I think, to our point about consistency and chemistry, I think we're in a good place right now. We need to keep some kind of continuity because how do you evaluate things?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yo, Stills. What's your brother's name again? Tony C?
Yeah.
Yo, Tony C, if you're not sold on 20 and 20 and your big man shooting threes every night, I don't know what to tell you, my dude, because that's going to translate in the playoffs. That little Julius Randle was shooting that little post move, spinning, trying to throw the ball. Like, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work, my brother.
The random scud missile three.
Enjoy the show. Sit back and enjoy the show, Tony C. I appreciate you, brother.
And shout out to Dave. See now, shout out to my guy Dave, because he's in Minnesota, right? He said that they had to play Randall to justify why they let Cat go. He said, and Randall playing ISO ball doesn't work in Minnesota. And it's true. It's true. That's why they're not getting along now. You know what I mean?
Because that's why they also made Cat expendable was the emergence of Edwards. So they don't want the ball in Randall's hands. They want the ball in Edwards' hands. So him getting the ISO ball in that's probably part of the reason why he's out of the starting lineup too.
It's a
bad fit. It's a bad fit. Randall needs to go. Randall should have went to I could see Randall on the Lakers right now because they need a 4.
Yeah.
But
man.
But they have nothing. They've got rid of everything. That Lakers roster is now is barren.
That's a fact. Word up, man. So, fellas, man, I'm going to try to go to a little music break. Tell me if y'all hear something. Word, man.
Go for it, man.
Y'all hear that?
Nah, nothing.
No, I don't hear nothing.
Nothing? Oh man, damn man, I can't even go to a music break right now. Got to work out the kinks here, man.
Yeah,
Damn,
we gonna
man.
work through it. Work through it.
Yeah,
It's
man,
all
you got to
good.
work through it.
You
Huh?
just got to adapt to the environment. That's it. We
Yeah,
good.
man. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I got my normal setup, but I was hustling to get it going because I ain't want to miss another episode, baby. We
Hey
got a
man,
lot to talk about, but that music, man, that music is key too. But we gonna figure it out, man, for real. But I definitely I can't wait to the playoffs come, and I can't wait till this deadline is over because I think another major move is coming. You know what I'm saying?
think so.
And since we talking about um major moves, let's move around the NBA, man.
What about that other one that happened today? Let's talk about the one from Milwaukee. Chris
Let's go.
Middleton for Kyle Kuzma. What y'all think about that?
God, I'm gonna let y'all talk to that. Hold on.
I,
God.
I just, yo, Reg, to be honest with you, bro, I feel like Kuzma, he's not the answer. I think that was just a play. I think that was like a contract play. I don't know what that was in Milwaukee because he's not, Kuzma's been doing nothing in DC. We've seen him reach his full potential. And I don't think him, Dame, and Giannis can make it happen in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think to your point, I think it's a finances thing. I think it's also Chris Middleton and those mountain injuries. I think they're concerned probably going into the playoffs to know what they have from his health perspective because he's
Hmm.
been pretty consistently hurt. So that I guess they're figuring, we don't want to go into this playoffs once again with a banged up Chris Middleton. We're not sure what we're gonna get. At least we know Kuzma's healthy from what we're gonna get. Maybe that's where it is. Try something different, get a different result instead of trying the same thing. That's as best as I could get from it.
But if you look at it, Milwaukee's management, they messed up because you had a championship contending team and you traded Drew Holiday for Dame, and now you trade Middleton for Kuzma. So we got to keep that door open for Giannis potentially leaving, maybe
I
next year.
mean, to your point, man, especially after we seen what happened in LA and Dallas, anything could happen. Apparently, all cards, all the table. There's no safety rails are gone.
Yeah, yeah. And to be
Safety
honest,
rail.
and to be honest with you, the whole NBA, this is the most unpredictable season I've ever seen so far. Like, but I hope that it works out for the Knicks also. We ended up getting a three-team deal that would help us out in the long run. Especially the wing. We need a wing. I feel like
Who
we
you
need a
like?
wing.
Who you like? What you think?
We need a young boy out there. We need. Like I said, I'm a fan of Cam Whitmore's game, and he's also unhappy in Houston. So I feel like we need a wing to come in and help get some of that pressure off of OG.
It's a lot of wings out there in Houston. A lot of young boys. What they got? Jalen Green and a whole bunch of young talent. They got what's the twin too? What's
Amen
his name?
Thompson.
He balling too. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's not enough rock to go around for Cam Whitmore. I mean, that would be a nice get. What would you give up for Cam Whitmore?
We don't gave up everything. I need Jericho Sims up out of there. The money
Like,
matches. The
yeah,
money matches.
I agree with you. If we get back, listen, I'll take it. If we get back, if we get Mitch back in some degree, or what is thrown out there, or something equivalent where we know consistently we would have another player, then
Yeah.
I'd move Sims if we could do it. Like I said, my concern right now is with the variable of not knowing what we're going to get with Mitch coming back. If we know for sure we're getting him back and he getting coming back healthy, in a minute I would do it for sure, for sure. I don't know.
But
We lost
but
still. Go ahead.
Now I'm here.
but
I'm
but
here.
but what I've liked so far is that the NBA, these superstars starting to shift now. We're starting to see it become like my boy would say, it's becoming like a young man's league now. It's getting, everybody. They're saying that Kevin Durant might be on his way out to the Houston Rockets or the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, we
I
And
saw
I
that
definitely
because
think,
that.
the what I saw was the Warriors' first thought was to look at the Suns for KD, but that fell through. From what I was saying,
well, honestly, if I see Kyrie, KD, and AD in Dallas with Klay Thompson,
that's a problem.
Oh
That's a problem. But I mean, at
man.
this point, here's a question. Here's a question for y'all. Why do y'all think that KD is moving around so much? For the level of player, for the level of talent, why is he on some? Why is he
All right.
so? Is it him? Is it the teams? Is it how he fits in and meshes in? What do y'all think the issue is?
Man, I wish I could answer that right away.
It's not. He's not that player.
We lost Dane.
It look like he's going in and out.
You
What
hear
you think
me?
though, Steels? Oh, there you
I,
go. He back.
we lost Dane.
We lost him.
Dane got to come back. I just think that when teams get KD, they give up so much. They give up so much that that they can't build a good enough team around him. You know what I mean? Like right now, and I'm glad we're talking about this because that's the showrunner. Kevin Durant would be a perfect fit here in New York. Why he would fit here
You
perfectly?
think so?
Of course. You wonder why? Because he doesn't need the ball to be effective. You give him the ball in the spot, one dribble, pull up, cash. Give him the ball in the post, turn around, cash. Spot up three, cash. You know what I'm saying? He runs the
But my
floor.
biggest thing is,
So
with
what's the
all that
package? What would you
skill,
give up for him?
What would I give up for him? Don't kill me. I would give up OG. I would give up OG, and I would give up I hate to say it, but you'll have to get rid of Bridges as well.
Probably.
Why?
and
Because they both kind of play the same type of game. They move around. They can catch the ball off the dribble. They could come off a screen, catch the ball, shoot the ball. I think that they're kind of like probably getting each other's way if they're on the same team and on the floor together. You know what I mean? But I think that a trade like that, because of the money, would work. I think that a lineup of Cat, Brunson, and KD would be deadly.
yeah, but
KD
you
is
know what though?
what's that?
KD's not a leader.
He's not a
KD's not
leader.
a leader. He's not a leader. He got all that talent, and he can't
Uh-huh.
lead. Why would you think Phoenix want to get rid of him so much? That
You know,
experiment has failed.
again, it goes back to the fact that it's hard to build around a KD. You know what I mean? And in Phoenix, it's tough because Booker makes all that money, and then you also have
Beal too. Don't they got 3
Bill.
max players?
There you go. They got 3 max players that, at the end of the day, it's hard to build around that. It's very hard to build around that. So they
It's
kind of
almost like the
stuck.
Nets experiment all over again.
Exactly. And I really think that KD kind of wanted to come here all along because of his agent, but he done made fun of the Knicks so much. It's like he probably felt like he'll be a
But he's
hypocrite.
following Kyrie though.
Yeah, and he followed Kyrie. You know what I mean? And shout out to Tony. He said that KD is too sensitive for New York City. I don't know. He was here in Brooklyn.
And
Yeah,
what
that's
did he
a
do?
different beast in the garden,
He
though.
ran up out of there.
Word, man. Yeah, I got it. Man, he ran up what? Say it again. Oh, Dane is up out of here.
Now you see me? It's like
Now,
it was buffering down here. You
all
see
right,
me?
we see. I
See
see
you now.
Okay.
Yeah.
KD,
This ain't working.
there.
Take this off.
You know what it is? KD is not that type of person where he's like he has that dominant spirit. He got to go out there and be led. So he won't go out there and say, "Give me the ball, let me go get busy," because I'm KD. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. He got to go out there. He gotta listen to Brunson. He gonna be and I'm not giving up OG and Mikal for KD.
You
He
wouldn't?
doesn't fit the. Nah, he don't fit the timeline.
Yo, he fits. He fits what they need right now. They need another.
And what they
They need
need.
another assassin, man. They need another player that's gonna come in and be able to take the
We
pressure
can't.
off of a guy like Brunson, man, and a guy like Cat, especially in the
We,
playoffs. We know the game slows down in the playoffs.
Well,
Yeah,
here's
we
another
can't
thing
shrink.
that it does for us
we
that weakens
can't
our
shrink
defense
that
too.
depth. We can't shrink the depth. We
Yeah,
cannot do
that
that.
now. I agree with Reg. It does weaken our defense. As far as the depth, the reason why I say those two guys is because we got guys on the bench that the coach is just not utilizing, man. You can utilize, and you every time I say this man's name, they ain't say I'm bugging, but Daddy A, man. You got Daddy A, man. Use Daddy A, man. You got
Yo,
Huck
I got
Corey.
some
You got
dudes now,
Cola.
man. Nah.
Is Daddy
Fuck,
on the
yo,
end of the bench, or is he in Westchester right now? Where's he at?
yo,
He probably in
he
Westchester
in
killing.
Westchester. You know what it is?
What?
Daddy is a project, man. He ain't fully theirs yet. Just like the other kid, Kevin McCullough. You got to give them some time to get their feet wet out there. You
The
can't
other
put Daddy A. What is he? 18? 19?
Huh?
the other thing
Yeah,
is Tibbs going to trust him to play him because that's the issue right now with the current roster. He trusts the vets. He trusts the guys that've been in the league 10 plus years. He doesn't trust these young guys, and that's got to be the only reason he's not playing them.
Yeah. And shout out to my sister. She said a lot of KD probably won't fit here because of how Stephen A talks about them. KD, man. I think he was the one that had a burner account and they caught him, right?
That's a fact. He probably got 3 more now.
Oh my God, man. Yeah. That ain't gonna fly here in New York, champ. For real. That definitely ain't gonna fly here in New York, man.
Twitter fingers, man.
Yeah,
Twitter fingers gonna get you in trouble.
Oh my God, man. Yeah, that's not gonna fly here in New York, man.
Yo,
It's
KD
unfortunate.
coming to New York, he probably need his own therapist to go and talk to somebody and get his mental right because he won't be able to deal with this.
Yeah. New
They
York is
definitely be on
cruel,
this
man.
neck, man. It takes a certain type of personality. That's another thing that we 2K type of trades or things like that. You got to find the person that wants to be here, that wants to be a Knick.
That's a
You
fact.
know, I think we have some players. It's showing that Brunson wanted to be a Knick for all his criticisms. We know he's never going to be the most athletic guard on the court.
Yeah.
You know he's not going to be a lockdown defender. We have to be okay with that. And what we get is the intangibles. What we get is the craftiness around the rim. What we get is that. What we get is somebody that wants to be a Knick. And I'm saying that also in Cat as well too. He wants to be a Knick. Those are the guys I want on my team.
Yo, Reg, so I got a question for you. Are you trading Brunson for Luka if you had the chance to?
Brunson for Luka? No, because I and this might lead into the trade that we talked about.
Man.
I have serious red flags about a guy that a team is giving up on at 25 years old.
Yeah, that was premature, man. I don't understand that.
I need more information on why a team. Obviously, it's the money. He was due for a supermax, right? Was that 345 million?
Yeah,
absolutely,
something like that. So I have serious concerns about that. I need more information. If you ask me, it's what people criticize Melo about for just about his whole career. He's never gotten in great shape. I mean, for all his great stats, for him, quote unquote, taking Dallas to the finals, right? Which he didn't do alone, mind you, because before Kyrie, he didn't do it. But that's a whole nother subject, right? Imagine if Luka got into halfway decent shape and didn't have all these calf injuries. Maybe he wouldn't have all these calf injuries and things like that. What could he be if he was that? That's my criticism. Does he really care about basketball?
Let me ask you a question, though. You think that wasn't just putting the media to slander him? Because I don't know. I haven't seen somebody that's not in shape go out there and give you 30 points, 10 rebounds, 12 assists, and dominate a game.
I can agree with you, but you know, in this current NBA, the stats are all inflated. 30 points. It used to be, and I'm at the risk of my age. It used to be that somebody getting 30 points was crazy, right?
Yeah.
You were like, oh, somebody got 30. Now there's three, 4 guys on the court that get 30.
That's a fact.
And I'm not. This is not any shade. He is a generational player, a generational talent. But what could it be if he didn't have all these injuries? I believe I saw something the other day. I believe he's missed. What was it? Year 7? Year 7, I think. I think he's missed like 90 games. That's a season.
Who are you talking about? Luka.
Luka.
Okay.
I think he's
Yeah, that
missed 90
is.
games or something like that
Yeah, that's a
Damn.
lot of games.
for a 25-year-old.
Yeah, that's a lot of games.
Now, don't quote me on that. I think I saw that, but like I said, I have serious red flags about why Dallas gave up on the 25-year-old.
Yo,
That
Reg,
was.
you talking to Luca like he's Zion or something, man.
No, sir. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that we're talking about fitness and health. We got to have similar type of criticisms. I'm saying not Zion, but let's talk about Melo. How people
Let's
always
talk
say
about it.
Come
If
on, that's
Melo
my
got
guy
into
right
shape.
there.
No.
That's my
But what I'm
guy.
saying is, what was the
Reg,
criticism of Allah for a lot of his career?
yo,
That he
to be
wasn't in
honest with
great
you,
shape.
His career.
I don't know what happened with Melo, but from year 1 to year 7 when he was in Denver, he was more athletic. When he got to New York, he became more of the jump shooter. So his
Man,
game
he was 8
changed
years
as the
in.
years went by.
He was 8 years in, man. Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
So
It
he
must sound
wasn't really
different.
banging on nobody like that. You know, Melo was out there partying. You ain't
What
seen
you?
You ain't see Luca and them out there partying right now. You don't know what they doing.
I
Yeah, I
don't
mean
know what
that's the
Luka's
difference.
doing in Slovenia in the
Yeah,
offseason.
facts.
That's
We
the other
definitely
thing.
don't know that. We definitely
But
don't
here's the
know
thing,
that,
though.
man.
You can see him
Uh-huh.
with all these European players, though. Shangoon is built the same way.
Who?
Joke is Shangoon from the Rockets.
Oh yeah. I like him.
Joker is built the same way.
How old is Joker though? He's not 25.
Nah, he definitely isn't.
Joker, how
That's
old is
my
Joker?
Definitely.
concern.
Yeah, he
How old is he?
definitely isn't. I
That's my
see.
concern. This guy is
Well,
25
my
years old.
boy, one of my closest friends, just telling me the Dallas Mavericks GM, he has close ties to the Lakers. He was
Yeah,
one of Kobe's men. So that shit might have to be an inside job, yo.
yeah,
Because who was trade?
yeah.
Who's doing that?
Well, here's the other question from what all the reports are saying as well too. They didn't shop him at all, so they went direct to the Lakers, direct trade. Why would you not a 25-year-old face of the NBA like it's being said? Let's agree that can we agree that everybody is saying that he's going to be the new face of the NBA? He's the next thing coming. Why didn't
Yep.
they shop him across the league?
Because it's an
That was
inside job right there.
that was an inside trade, man. They wanted him in a big market. I mean, Dallas wasn't a bad market to be in, but they wanted him in LA or New York. You know what I mean? And we seen that when they did that in Boston with KD. They just gift wrapped the championship to the Celtics. But
Oh, that was McHale and Ainge.
Ainge,
That was
yeah.
former
You know what I
teammates.
mean? Hell yeah.
McHale was the GM in Minnesota.
Yeah,
But
they just
but everybody
yeah.
talk
But
about
here's
the
the
big
thing,
three
though.
down in
Uh-huh.
Miami, right?
Your
A
Uh-huh.
little
man
bit of collusion.
LeBron gonna act like he don't know what was going up. Like what was
Yeah, that's
going
a
on with
fact.
that.
That was a whole lie. So shout out to David,
Yes.
man. He said they gave up on Luca for 2 reasons. The money they would have had to spend to extend him long term, and they realized that their best player wasn't willing to play defense. It's a fact. He was going to get what? 3 and some change?
345.
Yeah. But let me ask you a
345?
question though.
Supermax.
Our best player don't play defense.
And LeBron is on his way out and his son is
He's not
trash.
gonna get a supermax though, Dane. It's a
He's not.
big difference. It's a
Brunson
big
gonna get that
difference.
money.
He's
Brunson
not
gonna
going.
get that paper.
He's not going. They're not going to offer him 300. Didn't he just take a lesser offer as well too? Didn't he leave money on the table his last
Well,
Who's
deal?
that?
that was for the betterment of the team. But he can't guard. He can't even. I seen Mike Conley just light up Brunson.
Yeah.
So Brunson don't play no defense. So for them to come out and say Luka don't play defense, that's a bunch of nonsense. You know
Yeah,
that.
that's a fact. That's a fact.
That was just I got ties to LA. We just had the wildfires. We trying to get shit cracking back in LA again. And what I mean, let me just give this dude to you real quick.
Yeah.
But
Let's be
nobody's
honest.
trading Luka.
Luke
Yeah.
on the defensive end is a practice cone, man.
That's
That
a
dude
fact.
is an old lady. That dude is a practice cone. But and here's my criticism of the modern NBA and the modern player as well too. For all these slide steps and step back 3-pointers, you can't do that on the defensive end, or do you not want to?
Yeah.
Because if you could do that to get your shot off, you could do the same thing on the defensive end. And if you conserving energy on the defensive end to play offense, I don't respect that.
Yeah. I mean, a lot
I
of
think that's my
But
criticism of Luka's game.
But a lot of teams do that though. A
a
lot
lot
of
of
teams do that.
players. A lot
And
of
that's my
players.
critique of the modern game. There's
a
there's
fact.
very few two-way players. Where's the lockdown defenders? Where's the Bruce Bowens? Those guys are gone.
That is a fact. That's a
The
fact.
only player that I've seen that's not shy against playing defense and still kills on offense is SGA.
Shea Gilchrist Alexander.
Anthony too.
Yeah. SGA
Yeah, he's
plays
a
defense
problem.
and he goes on offense.
Yeah, he's a
But
problem.
OKC is a defensive sounded team. They got
Yeah.
they got defense from 1 to 5.
Wow.
And I'll
I
say this:
like.
our issues are still
Uh-huh.
our Knicks' defensive issues are still guarding that 3-point line against these guys with their feet set. I don't understand, Tibbs. I don't know how we haven't solved that. Have y'all
But let
noticed
me
that
ask
as
a
well
question.
too?
What happened to Wingstop though? I thought Mikel and OG was supposed to be the ain't nothing getting
Yeah.
past that.
This is what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, yo, we tied up too much money into the both of them. I
I think it's
believe
a
that eventually one of them gotta go. One of them gotta go. Go ahead, Reg. I know you like, hold on.
no. I don't know how that winds up, but I think it's a rotation thing on the defensive end. I don't think it's the personnel or what they can do individually.
Uh-huh.
It's the
Uh-huh.
communication, how they communicate, and the switches and things like that. That people way too often get standing out there at the 3-point line. I
That's
don't
a
know what
fact.
it is. I see guys consistently get hot, hit 2 or 3 in a row, and they're still standing there wide open. At what point do you say, "Do not leave that guy. Do not help off him"? How many shots did an NBA player have to hit? That's my critique,
But you know
and
what the
that's the
problem is though?
Tibbs.
Like Steele said earlier, OG and Mikel is playing out of position.
They both playing out of position. Both of
But
them.
then again, our best player, the captain, he don't play no defense. Captain don't play
the
defense.
cat, yo, I noticed that. They don't put them on the
We need our
team's
rim
best
protector back.
players. That's a fact.
So what's gonna happen
That's
in the
a fact.
playoffs when he really got to go out there
I
and
mean, we
everybody
gonna
else
see.
doing their thing?
We're gonna see. We're gonna
And
see.
that's why I
We're gonna
respect
see.
guys like
He's
Drew
gonna have
Holiday.
to show. I mean, listen, he can't be a turnstile. We agree, right?
Facts.
But I mean, so who? Okay, so what are we looking like? First round. What are we? The 5 seed now. So what are we looking like? Maybe Cleveland again,
Oh,
first
five?
round.
I think we four. Hold
4,
on. Yeah,
four,
we
or
Who
gotta be
five,
who
four.
got it?
Three.
Hold on, who got in front of us, man? God
Nah, we
damn.
three.
3.
We
My
gotta be
fault.
three. Yeah, we three. We
Let
right
me go. Let
behind
me go look
Boston.
at
We
this
on
real
Boston
quick.
Hills. Yeah, so
So
Cleveland
we're
is
3.
one, 40 and 10. Boston is 2, 36 and 15. And we at number 3, 34 and 17.
So who's the 6? Who's the 6 seed? So who we lining up?
Detroit.
Detroit. Okay.
We cleaning them up. We
But that'd be
cleaning
an easy
those
match.
guys
That's
up.
an easy matchup
Huh?
for us, though. That's an easy matchup.
Yeah. Yeah.
No Jaden Ivy.
Oh,
I
he's
don't
out for the
know
season,
because
right?
he might be because remember he broke that left fibula in his foot.
Oh, yeah. That's gonna be crazy. The Dubs extended Jimmy Butler for 121 million. They all in on him. Wow.
Oh,
That's desperation tactics right there. I'm not extending Jimmy Butler. I'm not doing
Yeah,
that.
that was
what's that?
crazy right there.
Extend.
The,
Is
the
you talking about Golden State? Golden
yeah,
State going to
Golden
extend Jimmy
State
Butler?
extended. They extended him up to 121 million, which is crazy. I think he's over the hump. Jimmy Butler's what, 35 years old? He's not
That's
that guy
crazy.
you can just give the ball to and just get buckets. Steph is still the man on the team. I don't know. That was a desperation move. They're not winning no champ. That's not moving the needle in the West. That's not better than San Antonio. That's not better than OKC. They not better than Houston.
I can see
They
San
not.
Antonio getting into the playoffs.
They definitely get into the playoffs
How
with
about that
De'Aaron
De'Aaron
Fox.
Fox trade?
Let's talk
Yes.
about that. Go ahead, Reg.
I
Yeah.
think that's a great trade. I think that is a great trade. I think, especially under the tutelage with Chris Paul there, I think he's going to learn a lot of things about leading the team, and I think they're set up for the future. I think they got a great roster between Wemby, Stephon Castle, Vassell. I think that's a great roster. I think they're prepared for the future. They're
Yeah.
going to challenge with OKC. I think watch out for
Yeah.
San Antonio.
But
Wow.
that goes to show you how good of an organization San Antonio is. They got their young talent and they built around them immediately. They didn't waste time on it. They secured all their assets and they went out there and they got a veteran point guard in Chris Paul that can help lead the younger guards also. So now it's like, how San Antonio another 2 years could end up being what OKC is now.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. They got Wembyana. Uh,
Vassal.
Yeah,
Keldon
Vassal.
Johnson,
Yeah,
Castle.
definitely.
yes, yeah,
Castle,
Castle for sure. They got a nice
Julian
young team.
Champagne,
Yeah, yeah,
Sohan.
yeah. They got a nice young nucleus, kid. And once Wemby finally gets it all together, it's over.
It's
It's
game
over.
time.
Yeah, it's over. Fox is a great pickup for them, man. That was a great pickup for them. Now, hold on. Let's move down the line now. So, what's your thoughts about Zach Levine in Sacramento?
Is
I
that
don't
what just
know.
happened?
Huh?
Yeah, I don't.
That just happened?
It was part of a team. It was a 3-team trade. So
Wow.
he got sent to Sacramento.
I don't know how that goes. How that's gonna work. We already saw this experiment already with
Yeah,
DeRozan and Zach Levine together. We
yeah,
already know what the expectations are. The only person that's gonna suffer in this deal is my boy Sabonis.
Sabonis. He's
yeah,
tough.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
He,
So
he's
it's
gonna be
like,
standing in the post with his hand up, waiting for a pass that's not coming.
no, I don't understand why. I don't understand why Sacramento gave up Fox and then get a point guard back or somebody that can help Sabonis build his game. How's that even work for him?
I think Mike Malone was right. Remember when they fired Mike Brown? And Mike
Uh-huh.
Malone was like it was a trash organization that was there. The front office
Absolutely.
doesn't know what they're doing. It
Yeah.
seems like they don't know what they're doing.
Nah,
I
they
don't I don't
don't.
know how you give up Fox. I don't know how you do that.
But he wasn't happy though. He was hinting that he wasn't going to re-sign with them anyway. So
You know what it was?
he put them
You know
on
what it was
notice.
too? When the truth came out and how he did Mike Brown, that's when he started to show his true colors. Oh, he's unhappy here. But you was just if that story didn't come out, and that reminds me of when Darren Williams did the bullshit to Jerry Sloan.
That's a fact in Utah.
Yeah,
That's a
so
fact.
Fox got to
That
eat
is a
that,
fact.
man.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
now
a
you're
fact.
really in an organization now where you went from being a man, now you gotta be a backup singer to Wimby.
That's a
I think
fact.
he'd be
Because
all right.
you gotta make sure that Wimby gets his touches and you help the organization win.
Yeah,
What's
for real.
what's Pop's health status? I know he's still out, but I mean, I'm sure once he gets back, I'm sure he's around and talking to them. I'm sure he's gonna get them the pecking order in line. I mean, it's the San Antonio way, you know.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But you know
So I
what? I'm
think
I'm happy though. I'm happy though because the Spurs haven't been relevant in years.
All right.
So now they're starting to emerge back into the NBA because San Antonio, when I was a little one, I seen Tim Duncan and them boys get busy.
Going
So now that
crazy.
the Spurs, yeah, now the Spurs is
Going-
gonna be back at least they're relevant in the NBA again.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And shout out to David Chef Guy Lewis. He said one thing that I need to bring attention to as a New York sports fan. The Knicks are the only New York sports team that constantly gets fleeced when it comes to trades. Not the Giants or the Jets, Yankees or the Mets. Why do you think that is? The NBA is trying to keep the Knicks from becoming NBA champions because they're the second biggest market team in no, what y'all think of that?
Nah, I'm gonna go. I got the answer for that one. See, the Knicks, they don't really care about the fans that much because honestly, it's all about these corporate heads got their butts in the seat. So they don't really care about winning because they're gonna bring the money in anyway. So you can go
Yeah.
out there and get Shandon Anderson, and they'll still
Oh
fill
my
the,
God.
Howard
they can
Isley.
still Howard
Howard
Isaac and
Isaac.
fill
Clarence
Michael
Weatherspoon.
Doliak. You
Michael
know what I mean? And
Sweetney.
and still fill the seat up. They don't care. It's all about profit.
Yeah,
Those are comp seats. People like you and I, we got to sit down there and enjoy the games from our living room because now
boy.
to go to the lower bowl is expensive or to go enjoy the game. So it's not that we get fleeced. It's just sometimes management don't care. They
That's a
feel like
fact.
whatever, it's whatever. We got crazy fans that's going to love us regardless.
That's a whole fact. That
So
is a whole fact.
I think
now we,
here's another. I'm sorry. Go ahead. D.
now I feel like honestly, New York City is fed up, and now the ladies set the tone. Shout out to the Liberty,
For
and we
sure.
just gotta follow suit now. It's
Yeah,
time
they
for the
want a
fellas
damn
to step
championship.
up, and we gotta follow suit. New York City alone, we going through it right now. So a Knicks
That's a fact.
championship, at least it'll make the city feel better
That's
because
a
we are the
fact.
most dedicated fans. We bum rush every arena.
That's
And
a
there's
fact.
no way the Denver Nuggets and the Milwaukee Bucks should have been touching that championship before we have. And we the biggest market.
Hey man. Yeah, Reg, I know one player that they was talking about the Knicks had eyes on was Vucevic. I know you had your feelings about that. What's your feelings on that?
So yeah, that was the reports I was seeing was Vucevic for the Bulls, who's always a consistent player,
Uh-huh.
provides length, always healthy. Once again, I got to go back and stick to my guns, man. I want to stick with Mitch at least this season, ride through the playoffs. I feel like there's been too much roster turnover to dive into that pot. I think who was the other possible target was what's the name, Valanciunas from Washington. I think he's gotten dealt, so that's off the table. So I don't know. What's you guys' thoughts on that one?
On which one?
Yeah.
On which trade?
On
Vucevic.
Vucevic or Valanciunas? Go ahead, Dane. I'll let you rock
I
out
feel
first.
like
Yeah.
I feel like Vucevic would have been a I feel like he would have been a good piece to acquire, but he don't play no defense. So it's like we'd have been out there again putting the burden of defense on Towns. And he's gonna be burnt out. We don't need another big man that's gonna go out there and jack up threes and show up sometimes here and there whenever he feels like playing. We need somebody that's
Fact.
defensively sound that's gonna help complement Towns' game. It's all about us catering to the big man right now
That's a fact.
and making sure that he stays durable throughout the season and not turn around and get hurt somewhat through a freak accident. Or look at DeJounte Murray just going up for a rebound and tore his
Yeah.
Achilles. So we
Yeah.
got to make
Wow.
sure we got to keep our big man safe out there and someone that can complement his game. Which a Huck Porty come in there, grab some rebounds, help him out, go get some rest, and make sure his body just stays durable because we got to get that championship.
That's a fact.
So
That's a fact.
Vucevic, he could go somewhere else, man. We need somebody that plays some defense.
Nice
We
guy,
got it.
not a
What?
New York guy. I'm with you.
Nah.
What
Our
about
identity is
Valanciunas though?
Val could have he plays some defense. He's durable. He's a low post presence.
Uh-huh.
Um, he could have been a Walmart version of Hartenstein. He's a little playmaker here and there. But in all actuality, we just need some dogs in the garden, and we just need players that can complement that first unit, that can translate into the second unit. And it's all
Yeah,
about the defense. Our identity is defense out there.
that's a fact.
So,
That's a fact. Word. What about Marcus Jordan? He out here living his best life in wilding. The man drove halfway off the train tracks and said, "I'm Michael Jordan's son." They was like, "Man, we don't care who you are, brother. You drunk and you coming with us, champ."
Brothers
For
doing
real.
too much.
Yeah,
And,
that is too
and they
much.
said they caught him with some nose candy too. Come
Oh
on,
my
brother.
God, man. I know Jordan is like this motherfucking head.
Yeah,
Ruining my legacy. But everybody's still gonna get them Jordans though for sure.
you know it.
Word. Hell yeah, man. So Reg, man, I know you got something on the drip report since we talk about Jordan. Talk
Yeah,
about it, man.
yeah. I guess we talking about what everybody's waiting for. I think the release date is actually February 14th. So the return of the
Ooh,
Jordan Bread
Valentine's Day.
ones. So the bread, black and reds. Yep.
Oh, hold on, man. Let me look those up, man.
Yeah. So this
Jordan
is
Brad
that's,
ones.
that's the shoe that started it all. Years 1985, originally banned by the
Oh,
NBA. So here's a trivia question. Y'all know how much Nike was playing every game to the NBA? Because they were finding them, right? It's five
what?
thousand every time he wore them.
5,000, yeah.
Every
Five
time he wore
thousand.
the first original Jordan?
5,000. And
Wow.
Nike
Why
was
Reg,
was it
playing it.
fine? Wow,
Well,
wow.
remember they were banned because remember you got to think your shoes had to match the uniform.
yeah.
So the colorway didn't match the uniforms because it
Oh.
was a color.
Yo, Reg, wasn't there a movie
Oh.
based on the whole sequence of how Jordan came about with the sneakers and everything?
There is,
It,
there is. I believe it's called Air. I believe it's called
it's
Air.
air, right? I gotta check that
I
out. I
believe
always
it's
wanted
called
to
that.
see
It
that.
was a good movie.
Okay.
It was a
It
good
was?
movie.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I ain't.
Definitely a good movie. Yeah. Yeah. But here it goes. It was originally banned because by the NBA because it didn't fit the league's color requirement. So I guess I believe if I remember correctly, like if you had on the home whites, because remember now
Yeah.
we have a bunch more uniforms. You had on the home whites, you had to have on white shoes. obviously he wasn't wearing white shoes with him,
Yeah, facts.
right? And so now currently what Nike has done, even on their website, all the Jordan 1s have been banned or blacked out. They've even extended that all the way to 2K. So if you look on their
What?
website, they put the ban, and they've even done this on the at the statue at the United Center. So
Oh,
it's a
wow.
brilliant marketing
What?
campaign. So it's almost like it's
Oh,
redacted. You know what I mean?
wow.
So it's almost like you can see him, but you can't really see him, right?
Man, I'm looking at StockX right now.
Mm-hmm.
They want the least to buy them now for a size 7.5 is $551. And they look weird. I wouldn't even the original OG 85 joints,
Yeah.
the sole look different.
Yep.
I think I
Well,
might
they got
pass.
like a little eggshell white. They got the eggshell white joints, right?
On the you
Nah,
talking about the sole?
the sole,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the middle of the sole, it's like uneven. It's not like
Mm.
even going across. It's like a little hump going up the middle. Yo, they just look weird. I don't know if I could do that, man. For 5 and some change,
Nah,
and
man.
it's
Jordan
probably
got to
gonna be more,
relax.
huh? Joe, they gotta relax.
Oh,
He got to
that's not gonna
relax.
be the face value, but they're gonna be hard to earn on the 14th. You know, brothers gonna be up
Yeah.
bleary eyed with 5 different devices and their bots going. You know
Oh
how that
my
goes.
God,
Yeah.
man.
And I
I
felt the
don't
same
believe it.
way like about that with the pennies too, the phone posits.
Hmm.
Because they went up
Mm,
crazy in price.
But here's
mm.
the other thing. You got to think about it like this. So not only are these iconic shoes, think about how this has paved the way. If you're watching games now, how these guys have on different colors and 2 different shoes, they're not getting fined anymore. You got to think that this is the shoe that started it all. You know, it paved the way
Oh,
because they
Yeah.
dared to be different. I
yes.
mean, these
My
guys with
sister.
these highlighted colored shoes and the pink shoes and all
Yeah,
these other
it's
things.
different now. Yeah, totally different.
And I
Now
feel
you
like
got.
And
Mhm.
the
shout out to
NBA
my
now,
sister.
um, I remember a couple years ago when J.R. Smith got fined for wearing that Supreme armband.
What?
Yeah. He came
I
to the
think.
Madison Square Garden and he had the game. Remember that joint, Reg? We had the
Yep.
armband on the Supreme.
I think he has a Supreme tattoo too. I think they were starting to make people cover up some of their tattoos as well too. If they had certain branding.
Yes, they did that.
Mm.
They started with Iverson, then it continued on with Melo. He had to cover certain tattoos. I think he started wearing that the joint that covered part of his shoulder, but
Hmm.
he had to
Oh
cover up
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah,
more
yeah.
tattoo. Yeah, so it was a lot of politics that got involved with some of these players and the tattoos
But
and
yeah,
stuff.
man. I mean, if you think about it, so I mean, if you go back to it, if Nike and didn't stay consistent, I mean,
Mhm.
the footwear of the game that we know and love might be a lot different.
That's a fact.
They've been
Might
out
be,
there with Converses out there and Pro-Keds,
be out there
That's a
looking
getting
fact.
at with
busy.
Randall and his Air Sketches.
Trying to be
I
different. Everybody's
think
getting on
Embiid
Marbury.
out there got the sketches too.
Yes, he does. He plays the sketches. He
I can
plays the
tell.
sketches.
I can
Yeah.
tell.
What about Chris Webber and them Dadas? Did he have some Dadas or something
Oh
like that?
my
Dada
God.
joints.
The spinners. Who was that? Spreewell had the spinners
Spremo
on
had the
his.
spinners. The
Wow.
Oh
spinners.
my God, man. Hell yeah, man.
The most
The Xavier
uncomfortable
McDaniels
basketball
sisters.
sneakers was some Starberries, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Don't play chill. I had like 3 or 4 pairs. I supported my man Steph with
I
that. I
supported
ain't
my
care what
man
nobody
too.
said.
I
Hey, that was a
supported my
movement.
man too in them joints,
That's
but
a
damn,
fact.
yo. I couldn't play. I couldn't play too long in them joints.
No air.
That's what it was. I was like, damn, like feel like my feet was inflamed.
So you had that affliction that me and my homeboys call. It's called hoe feet.
Yeah, oh my God, man. Yeah, I definitely was in Stephen Barry's heavy when Steph first dropped them
Yo, I remember,
sneakers.
They was going
Stephen
crazy.
Barry's. Yeah,
Yep.
Stephen Barry's. That was
Yeah,
up, yeah.
everybody supported him, man. Everybody supported him back
Nah,
then. You
Steph
know
did
what I
the
mean?
right thing though. That's one of my guys. I ain't gonna hold you though. I would love to see Steph on Marbury with this team that we got though.
Yeah, a prime Stephon Marbury.
Hell yeah.
So,
Come on, man.
all right, so we got to do it then. So, Marbury or Jalen Brunson now?
Marbury.
Marbury
Hands
in
I'm
his
down.
going
prime
Marbury.
or Jalen
I'm
Brunson
going
now?
Marbury.
Marbury, hands down.
Marbury.
Marbury in his prime over Jalen
Yes.
Hell
Brunson
yeah.
now?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, you gotta look at this.
damn.
Steph had a night. Steph had a handle. He can break you down to the basket, passing a
Uh-huh,
rock. He had the
uh-huh,
confidence.
uh-huh.
Come on, man. Steph is from
Yes.
Brooklyn's finest right there. Steph is
y'all
that
see him on
dude
the
right
cover.
there, man.
Y'all see him on the cover, baby. He on the cover. Nah, Steph was definitely a problem, man.
But I'm happy. I'm happy to see him back in Madison Square Garden though, with the team
Yeah,
and on the sidelines. Like I was like, we did him dirty.
yeah. He let
But I'm
bygones
glad.
be bygones.
Hmm.
And it looked like he had some personal things that he's going to, and he actually looks truly happy. I'm
Yep,
glad that the brother looks happy, healthy. I see him sometimes with his son. He looks like he's having a great time at life. I mean, he became a god over there in China, winning championships. Shout out to Steph Marbury, man.
mm-hmm. So
Listen,
dang,
everybody's path doesn't take you to being an NBA superstar or NBA legend all lifetime. He will always be a Knicks legend. But
Yeah.
you know what? That man
absolutely,
has solidified his legacy for his family and for everybody going forward. Got statues over there.
absolutely,
I
absolutely.
just kind of wish Sebastian Telfair would have could have continued that legacy also, because I like
Yeah,
Sebastian.
Bassy. Yeah, Bassy was different, but you started to realize that damn, he lived in Marbury's shadow and he hated that. Because when things went rough for him and went south, he started going on every outlet and telling all about, you know what I mean, his family. His brother don't even rock with him like that, which is
Mm.
crazy. Jamel Thomas.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Jamel Thomas played with Steph. He was nice too,
yeah,
but
man.
yeah, it's
Like, like,
crazy,
like,
man.
like Sebastian was that guy, man. Like, damn.
Yeah,
And he went
Bassy was
early in the
different.
draft to Portland. Portland was up and coming with Sebastian Telfair, man.
Remember, him and LeBron was on the cover of
It seemed like he had some
what's
life
this thing?
stuff going on that was going on off the court that took him away from the court. So
Mm-hmm.
happens like that sometimes.
No, it is
Yep.
too when you go from being a man in high school and like D say, him and Bron on the same magazine, and you got the documentary and that
Yeah,
whole experience, and you go from the NBA, and now all of a sudden you're not that guy like that anymore. You got to go out there and ball. That shit could get to you mentally.
that's a fact. That's a fact. So dang, let's talk about some what's next stuff, man. What should the Knicks do to strengthen the team? I think we spoke about that earlier.
I think
Um,
we should honestly. I think we should run more sets with the two-man game now for Towns and Brunson. Include Mikal Bridges and a lot more offensive plays instead of just out there catching and shooting. And I think we should
uh,
honestly trade for another wing. I think
another
we should
wing.
trade for another wing just to give
So,
OG some rest.
and I'm glad you mentioned OG. What's the status with him? What did they say was officially wrong with him? What happened to him?
Just a foot sprain.
Foot
It's a
sprain?
mild
Oh,
foot. Yeah, I was I was distraught because I thought that Achilles, man.
That was the first thing I thought.
thought it was
That he,
Achilles.
yeah, because he fell just like DeJounte did the other night.
Yeah,
You know,
we seen KD go down something similar to that too. Because
man.
remember he went down sort of similar, and then he played on it, and then ended up popping his Achilles.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I remember
but
that. I know he was
but
pissed. That's
shout
probably
out
why he don't want to
to
go back to Golden State.
yeah, but shout out to OG though, because he improved his game offensively. He's hitting that corner three. He's slashing. He's playing big out there, and he
Uh huh.
plays defense.
That's a fact.
Like Reg. Hopefully the Knicks can listen to Reg right now and put Mitchell Robinson at that center
Uh
and
huh.
Towns at that four and put Hart at that bench. We need a spark plug, man. We need a six man that's gonna come in and regulate everything and make something happen.
That's a
Because
fact. That's
because
a fact.
I don't want Josh Hart to be out there and let that Mr. Triple Double stuff get to his head. We know who you are.
I think
Oh
I think
We
I
man.
think
appreciate your hard work.
yeah, I think with that strong starting lineup and going first off, it gets us bigger. We have more size, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and, and I think it's strengthening by subtracting from the starting lineup, which also, to what we're saying, it strengthens the second unit, which makes us a lot more formidable. I mean, what we got coming off the bench, if we got Deuce, Hart, Achua, Huckporty, that's some firepower coming off the
Yeah.
bench.
That's a fact.
But as another player that I think the Knicks should go out there and get,
Who?
um, Gershon Yasabuso from the 76ers. He was killing last year in the French in the for the in the Olympics.
Oh, now they play him. They be playing him when they play. He played a lot against the Knicks when they played him
Hmm.
in Philly. They're
Yeah.
not getting rid of him. He
I don't
felt
know.
that big
Philly's
when
going another direction right now.
oh
I think Philly's done. I think Philly's,
yeah, they
they
done.
realized, I think they realized they overpaid for Paul George. Embiid is not, he's using up all his sick time.
He's out of PTO.
And it's time to go in another direction now.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because nobody's going to trade for Embiid. As good as he is, I don't think that nobody's really going to trade for him because his style of play is just, you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
he's the biggest guy on the court, but he plays around he floats around on the perimeter all the time.
Just he's always laughing. But speaking of
Oh
Philly,
yeah, yeah,
Caleb Martin got traded to the Dallas Mavericks for your boy Quentin Grimes today.
yeah. That is true.
That did happen. We got to think about that.
So I,
I think that I don't know.
I don't that right there. I don't know. I think Dallas got better because they got that wing. But now I see Caleb Martin and Najee Marshall and that kid Max Christie. That's a
Yeah,
nice little rotational piece right there.
yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what Philly's doing because they haven't even used Eric Gordon as yet.
Nope, nope. But I ain't gonna lie though, man. People sleeping on Dallas now. That trade made them a contender. Because yes, him and Luka kind of averaged the same amount of points. Luka probably had about a 5-point differential in points, but
Yeah,
AD is giving you those rebounds and points and the
and
defense.
blocks. Yeah,
And you combining him now with Lively and
and
Derek
Gafford.
Gafford.
Yeah,
They still
yeah,
got Klay Thompson. You still got Kyrie. You still got Spencer Dinwiddie coming off the bench.
yeah.
They got a solid team now, and
And PJ Washington. Don't forget
yes,
about
PJ
PJ.
Watson. I forgot about PJ. So they got a solid team, bro. They might give. It
They
depends
might
on
be
how
the
they
dark
mesh.
horses to come out the
They
West now. Like
they
for real.
might be. They might be.
'Cause I
I
don't
think
think
that made them an
OKC
instant.
have
Uh-huh.
enough to beat them. Because I seen AD go at Chet. I seen him
Mm-hmm.
go at Lou Dort. And Kyrie Irving could hold his own against SGA. To me, that's my personal opinion.
I don't know. SGA is something
My
different.
per.
Kyrie's my guy. Word. I'm about
I,
to support him too. His sneakers is hard too. I mess
Oh
with
yeah,
those.
yeah. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I think
But as far,
Dallas has definitely strengthened themselves defensively, which as we all know is critical come playoff time. All this fun and three ball and launching scud missiles is great for the regular season, but when it gets
Fact.
down to it, you have to play. You have to get some stops.
That's
but
a
you know
fact.
what though? The trade wasn't bad. It was just that how do you go from trading a 21-year-old, 25-year-old, my mistake, to for a 31-year-old with a lot of injuries also? If that was the issue, why not stick to your guns and deal with Luca? That's the only problem. Because I feel like, both players they're good players, but you don't go from young to old. It doesn't make any sense.
Hey, Dane, you know what I'm gonna say? You trading street clothes for Euro street clothes.
Ah.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how it works out for both. I think in the short term it definitely strengthens Dallas more. Obviously, it looks like the Lakers are looking towards the future. I'm sure
Facts.
Lakers fans aren't happy about that, but it's got to be a nod for that. I can't believe that they are trying to convince people that move was for them to try to win now.
Nah, that wasn't. That set
Nah.
them back. That set them back.
But you know
That
what? You
definitely
got you
set them
got you
back.
got you got to give Palinka some credit too because Palinka gave nothing up for him. No
No,
first
he
round
did.
picks, no none of that. You got over on him. So
That's a
and,
fact.
sh- and shout out for the networking too, the LA ties with Nico
Yeah,
and Palinka.
The
yeah.
insider trading
Come
That's a
on, man.
fact.
collusion.
That's a fact. And shout out to the Spurs, man. They beat the Hawks 126 to 125. De'Aaron Fox made his debut, 37 minutes, 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 13 assists, man, on
Oh
11
yeah.
of 22 shooting.
That's solid right there.
Yeah,
What
hell
did what
yeah.
did
Now
Wim what did
listen,
what did Wimby have tonight?
Wemby had 24 and 12. You had a parlay out there, kid?
Nah. Pretty soon though.
Hey, check this out. I'm
Word.
gonna tell you something that I heard chemistry wise about the
Uh,
Spurs, which is gonna be good for them. So they said De'Aaron Fox had just gotten there last night to Atlanta, and I
uh-huh.
think Vassell was getting his high school jersey retired, and he showed up for him. So that's good for the chemistry and the
Wow.
camaraderie right there. So he's
Yeah,
already
that's
there trying to
yeah,
fit in and becoming one of the guys. So that bodes well for them.
that's a fact. That's a fact. And I was about to call him Stacy Castle, but Stephon Castle, his father was nice. Stacy Castle was the problem. Shout out to Far Rockaway. Word. He
All
had a
day.
nice little game too, man. He off the bench, he had 11 points, man. You know what I mean? And I'm looking at the lineup, man. They definitely got a deep team, a bunch of young studs, and the good
Yeah.
thing is that Chris Paul is getting to work with those young guys. For
You know who's
real.
a good player on San Antonio also, and he's from New York? I like that kid Julian Champagne.
Julian Champagne, yes. What school did he go to again, man?
St.
Damn, I
John's,
forgot.
man.
Yes, he
I
did
think he
go to
was in
St.
St.
John's.
John's.
Yeah.
I think he's
Hey,
I mean,
shout out to
listen,
the
the Knicks,
Johnnies.
Johnny's
if
hooping.
Yeah,
if
they
the
hooping.
Knicks
Yeah.
if the Knicks can somehow try to get like a Champagne or something like that, that's a nice wing right there. And he plays
Nah,
defense.
we got too many guards already, bro.
Now he played the
We
small
got
forward
more than
position.
enough.
We
How
need it. We
tall
need
is
that
he?
small. I think he's 6'7".
Okay. Okay. Well, he's like a Mikael Bridges.
And he plays defense and he can shoot that three. We need a
So that
wing. We need a wing out there
yeah,
because
yeah,
now with Huck Porty getting those minutes, Mitchell Robinson coming back, we don't really
yeah,
have a problem at the center position.
yeah,
It's that three. We got to get
yeah.
we got to get help at that three.
KD, baby, I'm telling you, he not playing tonight, neither
I want
against OKC. He might
yo,
be out of here.
you might see KD in Dallas.
Nah, hell no. For who?
You might see KD in Dallas.
Hell no. Kyrie done walked
They
out
were
on him. I don't think
they
they'll
just
ever
talked
play
about
together again.
the package was going to be Najee Marshall, Daniel Gafford. I forgot who else in a first round pick to Phoenix for KD.
It's a
Never gonna
lot.
happen. Yeah, never gonna happen. Never gonna happen,
Never
bro.
say never. My phone was ringing 45 times Saturday night. I was asleep when I said it was like, yo, look who this guy traded for AD. I said,
Yeah,
cut the
that's a
nonsense
fact.
out, man.
Yeah, that's a fact. That was a gentleman's trade. They ain't even really fleeced them. They ain't get him nothing really. Like
Yo, I'm
they
not gonna
wasn't gonna
lie
give
to you
him look at
though.
that bad.
Yo, don't get it twisted. You might hear. I think Devin Booker might be the next person to become a New York Knick.
They was talking about that, but then that again, that means you're gonna have to give up a vital piece.
And then think about it. New York is all about accommodating their best players. That's Carl Anthony Towns' man right there.
Nah,
Devin
but
Booker.
look, but whose team is this, Reg? Whose team is this?
Hey man, it's gonna be tough, man. Listen, what is it gonna cost us? I mean, Devin Booker, I like it. What does it cost us? You know, and we once again we got all these moving pieces. At what point do we stabilize and say, look, we're gonna
That's a
make a
fact.
run, and we're gonna make a run with this
That's a
size?
fact.
I
That's a
mean,
fact.
we can't keep tinkering, in my opinion, to the point where it's just a constant shuffle of players and chemistry and attitudes, and now you bring in Devin Booker, and now who's the lead dog? Who is it?
Yeah.
Right. Let me ask you a question, and you too,
Cause
D.
uh
What's the Knicks championship window?
I mean 2 3 years.
2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So, do we stay stagnant or do we continue to keep getting better?
I mean, like Reg is saying, like we got something good now that's producing. We need to let that grow and build off of that before we go and add another alpha. Because I don't think that even though Brunson is quiet, he's like those passive aggressive guys. You know what I mean? And he don't even like sharing the spotlight with Carl Anthony Towns. It look good sometimes, but other times he just be pushing Carl Anthony Towns to the
If
side.
you
Let
could
me
if
take
you could
over.
get Booker for Brunson, what you doing? You trading them or you keeping them?
Are we saying in the off season? Or are we saying right now?
You saying in the
Off
off
season.
season?
I mean, I think for me, I'm taking a wait and see approach. I want to see what we do in the playoffs. I
Facts.
think it's going to come down to me to what this team looks like in the playoffs, what type of run we make. If we make the
Facts.
Eastern Conference Finals and we competing, run it back exactly like it was, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we get to the Eastern Conference Finals. All right, that's cool, but Booker brings too many dynamics to the team that would help us.
Yeah.
he scores, he passes the ball, and he somewhat plays defense, and he's hella aggressive. He can get
Allegedly.
everybody
No, he's not.
involved.
I can't argue with you about any of those stats. He brings that. I just don't know how it fits into what we already have. That's my question. I
Yeah.
don't
And
know how
you know
that.
what it
I
fits
don't know how
in?
that.
It fits in. Yo, I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. Booker brings more to the table than Brunson does.
Oh, we know how much you love him. We know how much.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Now, you
Talk
know what it
about it,
is?
Reg.
Yo, we don't need a point guard that shoots the ball so much.
Well, that's what Booker would be too.
That's a
Nah,
fact.
but Booker be out there giving you. He passes. He looks for his teammates first before he goes out there and get it. I'm watching some of
Yeah.
those Suns games. I've been watching some of those games. I've been
Yeah.
actually like, Booker is not a slouch out there.
I think that Jalen Brunson had double-digit assist games, and at least 4 out of the last 5 games that they've won. I think that he's making more of a conservative effort to find guys because he realizes you got to keep cat in the game. You got to feed them. You know what I mean? You can't treat this
But you know
team.
what though?
What?
You can't be a point guard from quarters 1 to 3, and then get big headed in the fourth because you don't got your 10 assists in the third quarter already.
Yeah.
So by the fourth quarter comes, it's a tough game. You out there now. You want to play hero ball. You don't
Yeah.
stop what works for you.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's my
That's a
biggest
fact.
problem with Brunson.
Yeah.
You got to go out there and pass the rock. Like, go ahead, man. We already know you that guy. You done solidified yourself. You're the captain.
Yeah, I
You're the
felt that
captain.
way. I
But
felt that way.
Dan, you also made a great point though. But what about the sets? And that comes down to Tibbs as well too. There's certain times where, like you said, he'll try to get his shot, and he's got a couple of turnovers in a row. I think Tibbs needs to call a timeout, draw something up, get them into a set, and say, "Look, run this set." And I don't think that happens enough. Would y'all agree with
But you,
that?
That's a fact.
true. But Tibbs is afraid to even speak sometimes because the Godfather is the GM. He the president.
Well, listen, then he got to go. Then if he don't, if we got this guy with the sticks and he's afraid to say anything because maybe that proves to what I'm seeing, because I see him a lot of times he look like he's just sitting there holding a clipboard. I don't know what he's doing sometimes. I see runs happen. I see a couple of turnovers in a row. I'm not sure what he seems like dead man walking at the wheel. I mean,
I ain't
Facts.
seen Tibbs scream, yell, curse on the sideline in a minute. Even when Kobe White was out here busting his ass, shooting 9 straight threes on Brunson, Tibbs was on some chill shit. I'm like, yo, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
I think the ship might have sailed. I think he might have lost his voice. I'm not going to say he lost the locker room. Obviously, the guys, what they're saying is, they're backing Tibbs and everything. But
Yeah.
I don't think his voice has resonated. I don't think he can move them. I don't think if they get into a slump, he's saying something. They're like, all right, coach, we got you. They're kind of like, yeah, all right, we're going to do what we do.
That's a fact.
That's what
a
I
fact.
see.
That's a fact, man. So we got about 15 minutes left in the show, man. Might finish a little bit earlier, man. Let's end it off with this what if segment, man. So, what if Patrick Ewing was healthy
Ooh.
in that 1999 NBA Finals game against the series against the San Antonio Spurs?
Oh, we win that, no question.
We win that, no question.
If we win that, I don't even know if we make it to that game. I think we overperform.
Wow. And that year we had Canby,
We had Cambry,
LJ,
Charlie Ward,
yes, Sprewell, LJ,
LJ was there.
Chris Childs.
It's Charles.
Yeah,
I think we won the championship.
That was the year that Ewing, man.
I don't think so.
He couldn't adapt. You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Talk about it.
You had Spurs had what? Avery Johnson at the point, Philly that Negro. You had Mario Ellis was out there, and then Tim Duncan and Darren Robinson playing on the same team that year.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot of ground right there to make up.
It would have been a tough series, man. I think that we lost that series because we had a lack of size. Once Ewing went down, LJ was forced to guard Duncan and David Robinson. That wasn't a great matchup at all.
And I ain't gonna lie to you. Neither. Avery Johnson was getting busy too in that series.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I got another one for y'all. Go ahead.
So we would have to really come up with a scheme, and he wasn't really playing no zone defense back then like that neither. It was all man
Couldn't
to man.
he couldn't play
Not
zone.
even a
That's a fact.
1-3-1.
Yeah,
So
he
we
couldn't
would
play
have
zone.
really nah.
It's a legal
So
defense. Yeah.
we would have had to play really we had to play basketball. And I think Sprewell would have held his own, can be in Allen Houston, but it would have been left to the rest of everybody else. I don't think we would have been able to cover ground.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. So I got another one. What if LeBron took his talents to Manhattan instead of South Beach?
We would have won a championship. I ain't gonna lie
You
to you.
think so?
Yeah,
No
because
Melo,
LeBron
no
gets
Melo trade?
no Melo trade. And I think honestly, LeBron, Amari, Raymond Felton, and a few other pieces would have got it done.
But you got to remember, there would be no stat. It wouldn't be no Stoudemire.
What would have been the dynamic of that team then? LeBron and Gallinari?
That's what I was gonna say. I need to know who else was gonna be on that team.
I think
Or who
Felton
else
and
will be
them was
LeBron?
there. Felton was there.
So
Felton, Gallo, Chandler, they was all there. They just would have added LeBron.
So what do we think?
LeBron would have got some pieces in there. He would have got some pieces in New York.
You think we would have got Bosch as well?
I think so. I think we would have gotten Bosch and Melo.
Oh yeah, that's right. 'Cause they all signed. They didn't really get traded there. So
Right.
they all signed in the offseason. That'd have been
Except
crazy.
for I think D Wade was already there, right?
Yeah, D-Wade was already where he was at.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what though? Your man Charles Oakley messed that play up for us.
Oakley was a hater. I still don't forgive him for that, man.
That's why Dolan wanted to slap his kufi off right in the garden that night. So yeah, I'm gonna get that for you right then and there. Nah, I felt like LeBron and Melo in the garden would have been must-see TV.
Oh, for
That
sure.
would have been special. That would have been special right there.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
All right.
But see, that's another instance. Like I'm saying, it's clearly he did not want to be a Knick. He wanted to be shopped. He wanted to be wined and dined, and he wanted to go to the highest bidder. No, thank you.
That's a fact. That's a fact. He definitely had a lot of diva qualities back then that probably wouldn't have flew with Dave. Still do. That
But I won't go to
Dolan.
South Beach because that was a direct response to the collusion that happened up there in Boston between them and the Timberwolves. I'm gonna say that too.
Yes.
That's the only way they could have competed, or he could have competed for a championship.
That's a fact. He got what, 3, 4 now? He got 4 now. Word. So
Yo, I got one more for you.
Go ahead. Let's go.
With this Knicks team right now, instead of having Mitchell Robinson, we have a prime Tyson Chandler. What we doing?
We winning. We seen him win in Dallas. So he definitely will add an element to this Knicks team, and they can do the same thing. What you think, Reg?
I think to your point, I think Mitch at his prime would be a Tyson Chandler type player, rim protector, pogo stick. He'd be a lob guy and the anchor of the defense, and he could be that. I just hope he's healthy when he comes back. I'm hoping.
That's a fact.
I'm hoping he looks. I've seen video. He looks good. I heard he looks in shape. I think he said he's about like 260, 265, something like that.
Yeah.
So he looks in shape. I mean, obviously,
Can he
he's gonna have
run
to
though?
get into.
Can he run that floor with us?
I mean, he's never been slow for what I can see, but I mean, it's gonna come down to his health. How's that ankle post surgery? I think.
That's true too. That's a big fact.
Because he's had at least like 2 surgeries. So he's had the one surgery that he came back and Embiid, which I'll never forgive him for that. I got a word for it. I ain't gonna say I call Embiid something a little bit different. It's like it's Embiid female dog, but I ain't gonna say it on the air. But
yeah, that's a fact.
But because how do you not get suspended from that game? Because he should have never played the rest of the game. That happened in the first quarter. And how was the league? How did the league not step in? Because he re-injured that man.
Yeah,
and he's been out since.
He did. And Mitchell Robinson was like, wait till I see that when I see him on the court.
Hey,
I love to see it. Embiid's a dirty player though. Like I ain't gonna hold you. But he getting his karma right now too though.
Yeah, he showed me another side of him, man. For real. It's unfortunate.
He's
For
like
real.
bull in the China shop, dude. The dude's flopping and flailing all over the place. Like, man, control yourself.
Oh
Then he
my
want, then he
God.
want, then he want to come on TV lying about he got Bell's palsy and shit like that. Like, come on, man. You just broke this dude's
Uh,
his ankle.
They make you
Now you
that's
snatch
a
got
the
fact.
brother out the air, man.
Yeah, that
he
was
was getting
crazy.
he was frustrated. Mitchell Robinson was really locking dude up. But we gonna see a lot of
Word.
that though. We gonna see a lot of that. I feel like the Knicks can get out the we can get out the East this year.
I think so
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Well, we got to get out of first and second round. I feel like against
Yeah.
Cleveland, I mean not AD, Mitchell Robinson and Towns is gonna be able to
Yeah.
lock up that interior. They're gonna lock it
Mm.
up. But
So yeah.
Mobley and Jared Allen ain't getting off on us, yo. I'm gonna tell you that right
Facts.
now.
Facts. Facts. I got another one for y'all. What if we never broke up that stat led Knicks team? How far do you think that we would go?
You talking about the Mellow and stat teams?
Nah.
Nah, nah.
Just prior
The
prior to Melo.
the
Ah,
Feltons, the Landry Fields, the Tyson Chandler,
Yeah.
the Jared Jeffries, and the Amari team.
I think they had maxed out personally.
Yeah.
I think they had hit their ceiling.
Hell
We
yeah.
get we get beaten 5 in the first round. That's how far we going. We get beaten 5 in the first round.
Shit.
Because I mean, because kind of to like the point that we're saying now, I think they were great regulars. That wasn't a team that was like number one in the East, was it? No, that wasn't a team.
No,
Nah,
they
that
weren't.
was
Was it?
They was
Amari. That's when Amari was an MVP
yes,
candidate with his
yes, an
first 30
MVP
games.
candidate. Yes.
I think it made for a great regular season team, but it comes to the playoffs, you need guys that can get a bucket. And that team didn't have enough guys.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And
But I ain't gonna
everybody
lie
fell
to
in
you though,
love with
they
the little
were
bit that they had that they did have.
Landry Fields was balling his first season though. Like I enjoyed watching him play in the Garden.
Hey,
We need one all the time, right? You know what I
Word.
mean?
Now
We
he out
need
there
at
in
least
Atlanta
one.
selling houses. He was
Now, he's
doing his
back in
real
the
estate
league.
thing. Oh, he's back in
Now
the
he's
league
back in the
now?
league. Yeah, he's back in the league. He's back in the league. So I got one last. Well, it's really two. So um, what if? Hold on. What if? Let's see. All right. What if Allen Houston was healthy when we acquired Stephon Marbury?
mm.
What was the team ceiling?
We needed another piece.
We need another piece to add
Was
We
who,
need another
to
piece.
Marbury and Allen Houston.
who was the five?
Marbury
So
now.
it was
All right.
Marbury, Houston. Who's the other?
I'm gonna tell you
I don't
right
remember.
now. The Knicks roster
I think
was
we had Penny Hardaway came in
uh,
that trade also.
so we had Marbury, Jamal Crawford, Kurt Thomas,
Crawford. Mm-hmm.
Nazi Muhammad, Tim
Kurt Thomas,
Thomas,
Nazi. Uh huh.
Allen Houston,
Was that? Yeah, Tim Thomas. You said it. Yeah.
Penny Hardaway, Malik Rose,
Wow, that's a
Shandon
name I hadn't heard in a
Anderson,
while.
yeah, Shannon Anderson, Michael Sweetney,
Don't remind me.
who were Trevor Ariza, Maurice Taylor, Jerome Williams,
The
and
Junkyard Dog.
yeah, Jermaine Jackson, Jamison Brewer, Vin Baker, Bruno Sundorf, that's a throwback, and Jackie Butler.
Wow.
Man, that's easy, man. We gonna be the 12th team in the NBA. We ain't doing nothing with that squad. we getting nothing but draft picks. We going to the lottery. That's what we going to the
Yeah.
lottery.
But that was a blessing though, because Isaiah was smart enough to harbor all of those picks. He just never got a chance to finish out the work. Because remember that following season, he brought in Zach Randolph, he
Zebo.
brought in Eddie Curry. They was on their way, but then Mike
Yo.
Brown tried to sabotage Isaiah by bringing in Steve Francis,
C. Francis.
and that kind of threw Marbury off, man.
But let me ask y'all a question now. I got a what if for you now. What if with this Knicks team right now,
Uh huh.
our sixth man would have been Al Harrington and his proteges in the Garden? How far are we going?
Well, Al Harrington.
Al Harrington.
Nah. Uh-uh. I don't think we go far. I like Al
Harrison was.
Harrington. He's a ball dominant small forward. That's a volume shooter. He gotta take a lot of shots.
What
You
if
know
you
what I'm
bring them off
saying?
that bench?
And then your bench is gonna be depleted because he gonna take all the damn shots. He not sharing with none of them guys.
What if
You know
in
what I
that
mean?
system? I mean, he did it in Indiana. He was with Jamal Tinsley, Reggie, Ron Artest,
Uh-huh.
Jermaine O'Neal.
Uh-huh.
Forgot who the five was. Austin Crochet, and he played
Hold
with
on.
them
Yeah,
dudes and Steven Jackson.
they had a nice little crew. They definitely did have a nice little crew. For
And
real.
they was out here dominating the East. So I think Al Harrington would have worked out with us.
Yeah, man. It remains to be seen. Well, not remains to be seen, but when I look back, we had so many chances. We fell one pick short of Stephen Curry. You know, we got Marbury a little bit too late in his career. It's a lot of what ifs, man, that I could reminisce over, man, with the Knicks team, man, for real. So you guys got any closing statements? Anything you want to add?
Well, I think to your point about Steph Marbury, I heard that a bunch. I'm not sure that the Knicks front office would have been as patient with him as
Hell no.
Golden State was. Because remember early on he had those ankle injuries.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So can you imagine the noise coming from New York about, yeah, we have this draft pick and he's a Curry and he can't play because he keeps having these ankle injuries.
Yeah,
I
that's
think they would have
crazy.
moved him before he reached his prime. So
They would have had him looking like Seth Curry out there.
Facts. Facts.
And I like
Wow.
Seth. I think Seth could be a good role player.
his father and his brother cast very big shadows.
Yeah.
He's had a very good career, but I mean, underneath those shadows, that's got to be tough. That's a
I
big name
like
to live up to.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
a
Word, man.
player a player that I like is Cody Martin, Caleb Martin's brother from the
Hmm.
Charlotte Hornets.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think he could fit
Yeah.
the Knicks.
The Martins could play for the Knicks. Either one of them could play for the
Facts.
Knicks for me.
That's a fact.
Yeah, they tough.
That's a
They
fact.
So I
tough.
mean, think his it was I can't remember which one, but which one of them was on that Miami team that went to the finals? Was
Oh,
that
Caleb. Then when I went to
Caleb?
Dallas,
Hmm. But now they
Word.
they
Oh
both could
shit.
go, man.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. So fellas, man, we come to the end of another show, man. We ran through the 2 hours, bro.
Hey
For
man, it's a
real.
game to
beautiful
win.
We
thing,
ran
man.
through
We
them.
did our
Hell
thing.
yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Time
So
flies when you're having fun.
absolutely,
For
man.
sure.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat checking in, man, live on YouTube and
Appreciate
live
y'all.
on Facebook. Shout out to everybody that listen live on the radio, man. Every Wednesday, myself, Bradge, Dane Dollar. You know what I mean? We make up this show called Knicks Talk Nation, man. We try to give you the best, most educated opinions on our favorite team on the planet. You know what I mean? Rock with us, tell a friend, share, like, and subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yes,
For
sir.
real, for real,
Tell a
man.
friend, tell a friend.
We back at it again, man. So, fellas, on that note, we're going to wrap this one up, baby. Peace.
Yo,
Peace.
definitely. Y'all take care.
All right, peace.
Shit.